What's up, y'all? It's your boy DJ KDot the party. I'm your host with the most. I'm also quite nasty on those ones and two because you already know I make it do what it do. Welcome to the KDot experience. Hadn't had this in a while. But I would like to also introduce my co-host. You guys know him. You guys love him. Mr. MLH in the building. How are you doing
Yo, I'm good on the
today?
threes and fours like you're good on the ones and twos, K-Dot. So, how's it going, man? What's up?
Appreciate you being here, sir. Thank you so much. I really do. Oh
I
man.
wouldn't miss this one, man, for the world, man. This one, this one definitely involves me. So, can't wait. What's up,
All
everybody
right.
in my chat as well? I've integrated my chat, and I don't know how I did it, y'all, but I've integrated my chat into K-Dot's chat. So, hello, everybody, in K-Dot
Yes.
and in MLH's chat. Nice to see
Yes.
everybody.
Yes. Appreciate you guys being here. I hope you see the background. Uh well, the tell them the title of the show real quick,
Well,
MLH.
it's called "You're Fired," and I think you have a really cool clip on that, K Dot. So, can you play that again? I mean, the clip that you played earlier.
Oh, right. Oh, you mean this clip?
You're fired.
I love it. I love it. What kind of technology are you using? McDonald's says it's magic, man. It was StreamYard. It's something I'm trying out, and it's working pretty great. I don't know if you guys can all see everybody's comments from K Dots, but it's pretty awesome. If there's anything in the KDot chat that I don't see KDot's uh, filtering over to my chat, but if there's anything that we need to relay to you guys, we will relay that to you. But all of your comments, everybody can see in KDot. So if you're on my channel, I see you guys and gals. Big time turnout for MLH Monster. So I'm really, really happy for that. But
Yeah,
KDot, what do we
yeah.
got, man?
All right, let's see who we got. I wanted to shout out some of the people in chat. Thank you guys for being here. We got my guy Lou Skunt in the building. Razor. We got King Solomon. We got Jason. Uh, is it Gaudet? I think it
Yes.
is. Uh, excuse me. Uh, McDonald in the building. Russell. Spurry. Yeah,
Yes.
John DeCola. Leslie, hey, how you doing, ma? How are you? How are you, love? Um, Snark in Sass in the building. All
What's up,
right, I
Snorky?
love it. Sassy. Struck by Lightning, Teresa P. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Transparency Time. Thank you for being here. Uh, who else we got? Who else we got?
I think the only one you missed is Renetta. I don't know.
Renetta Williams. How you doing, love? Uh, love you, Renetta. She is one of my biggest supporters. So shout out to Renetta Williams in the building. Uh, well, Leslie, you don't have to miss us any longer. We are here, and uh, we are here. What are we here to talk about, man? What are we?
Well, this
What
one
are we?
is near and dear to my heart. What's up, Jesse? Nice to have you in here, Jesse Sepulveda. But this is, if you guys remember, KDot had a video a while back. I don't know, was this like maybe 3 months ago, 4 months ago, KDot,
Mm-hmm.
where there was a security guard at the Aurora Municipal Center who
Right.
told KDOT in no certain terms that he was a real security guard and he was being a smartass and a piece of shit. Now,
He
fast
was.
forward, fast forward about 3 months from that video, you and I had a similar experience with this guy who was being very condescending and very rude to both you and I. I labeled that video Beavis and Butthead. Canada is watching. What's up? Nice to have Canada is watching in there. Nice to have you in here, bud. Um, but if you watch that video, it actually that video started out. with a decent conversation with another HR employee who has since been fired for our conversation there. They wouldn't give us exactly the reasons why they let her go, but it was definitely related to her behavior. And I'm guessing that the blue line flag had a partial thing to do with that as well, KDOT, because it is in their
Yeah.
policy
See,
not to have.
see,
Uh,
MLH is being very modest and very kind right now, and I appreciate him for that. Uh, but I'm gonna give you uh the raw.
yeah,
She was fucking fired.
yes, she was fired. Um, I'm trying to be like, like trying to, I don't know, like try to say things that aren't, aren't as
Controversial.
controversial, because I want to get to the real controversy later.
Okay.
But this stream is actually pretty important, and I'll tell you guys why. What's up, Renetta? Nice to see you, Bradley, John Denicola, everybody. Thank you guys. Appreciate everybody. But
Absolutely.
um, this I told KDOT that we should have a stream on this because I think it's pretty important, because this shows you the power that we have, right? The power that we willed. I'm not saying this as a narcissist. I'm not saying this as a um, as a person that as a rebel rouser or anything like that. But in all honesty, KDOT and I hold a lot of cards when it comes to, um, people's positions and the way that they're viewed by other people. Like, we have high influence when it comes to these type of things. Now, the reason that this stream is important is because you might think to yourself, oh, wow, you guys got a security guard fired, right? But if you
Hmm.
check out those videos, flex your freedoms. What's up, my man? Nice to have you in
Flex
here.
your freedoms. Thank you, sir.
Yes, awesome, man. Appreciate that. Read if you're a nerd. I'm definitely a nerd. Um, I do, Lou. Lou says MLH holds tarjetas, which are cards. Shania, welcome. Or Shania.
No, Shayna
Shania, what's up?
from Facebook.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that's
There you go.
we were broadcasting on Facebook as well. So
Yep. What's up,
yeah,
Angel? Wow, we're simulcasting in 3 places. That's pretty badass, man.
yeah.
Um,
We're
so
worldwide. We're trying to make it worldwide over here,
I
MLA.
know, there we go. So it may seem like to the casual observer, especially if you're on the bootlicking camp or the troll camp or any of the other, like frauditor channels, you
Uh-huh.
might you might think that this is like a horrible thing and all that. But if you really take a look at the videos and why it was this guy in particular was problematic, then you will have a full understanding. Now, my video is full context. So we got a 2-for-1 here, Kdot. We not only had a confrontation with an HR lady that was eventually fired. But in that same video, this
Yep.
jackass, which I labeled as Butthead, if you notice, my video was named Beavis and Butthead tried to get us kicked out of City Hall.
Yep.
But Butthead is now fired. Now, do you want to go over the particulars of that, KDOT, and why it's important?
I will. I will. So what happened? So there was a complaint that I had filed. Uh, well, actually, I went up there to complain about this officer or security officer, and I had a meeting. I think she's uh, I think she's emerged with. I think she's like a manager of the HR type situation.
Yeah.
Also, the vice president had went in there, and I was basically telling him that your security guard tried to violate my rights and trying to kick me out of a public building and for cursing, and he didn't do any type of de-escalation. He just automatically just was like, "You need to leave," you know. And so me and him went at it, and I told him to bust a motherfucking move. Uh,
I
And
haven't heard that since like Electric Boogaloo, man. Bust a move, man.
yeah, bust a move, motherfucker. Bust a motherfucking move. Okay. All right. And then he said, I'm a real security guard.
Right, he
I'm
was
like,
trying to flex and intimidate.
I'm
Now you're
like,
talking to KDot here.
oh Jesus. Oh, ooh, oh my, oh my, he's a real security. I said, why?
Yeah.
Cause you have a gun or
Uh,
what?
was he armed? I didn't even think he had a gun. I thought he
No,
was
he
an.
did.
Oh, he
They're
did.
armed. They're
Wow,
armed.
wow.
So he thought he had some balls on him, and
What's
uh,
up, Anthony Tuttle?
hey, what up? What up, Anthony? Here's the thing. Like, I said, so I tell you, so bust the move. He was just like, you need to calm down. You need to, watch your language. And I'm like,
I don't need to
me and
watch
him have
fucking
it
stuff.
back and forth, all because the police recruiter interrupted me while I was asking the candidate uh for the police chief position a question, and he fucking interrupted me. So I cussed his ass out, right?
Hmm.
Um, no surprise there, right? And then so what happened was, Jason ended up saving him and told him to go back to his desk. So I told them that story and how unprofessional he was. Came back up there to try to, you know, see if he was gonna apologize or change his attitude. Um, that's when I asked him. I said, "Well, uh, wh- I think I asked him along the lines, well, what's a fake security guard?"
I love
I said,
when
"Isn't that what he said?" He's like, "He's a real security guard." I said, "Okay, so what's a fake security guard? What is that?" I don't know.
you know you give stupid answers, you're gonna get more dumb questions.
I
It's
just,
like
I just figured I'd ask, and
right.
he was like, "Are you done? Are you done?"
Are you done? No, I'm not done, motherfucker.
I'm
I'm
not.
not done.
I'm really not. I mean, you're going to dig yourself in a deeper hole. So
Right.
basically, the conversation that I had with him and the vice president was there too, and I said, you guys just,
Lou says nobody puts
ha-
KDot in the corner.
I said, you guys just got an account with our office, didn't you? Right? You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And he was just like, well, yes, at the municipal court. I said, do you want to keep that account? Because at the end of the day, um, here here's the options that you have. Either I get an apology and or either he moves or you need to just fire him, or we'll just get rid of the contract.
Yeah, yeah. I think
We'll
that
just get rid
that
of the fucking contract.
yeah, that
And
see, that's why this is important, because there's big time contracts at stake here, right? Like they have a huge contract with the city of Aurora to provide security. Now, one could argue, why do they really need security in that building? There's never been a time when, I mean, the police station is, the police headquarters is literally like less than I mean, it's like a stone's throw away. You could walk over to the police station. So I really never really understood the real need for security. But government's fairly wasteful anyway. So we have to hold those people accountable too, right? Right.
right.
So go ahead, K Dot. You got
It's
some comments there.
yeah. Uh this is my manager, by the way. He's an asshole. He's my older brother. I'm tossing your ass some boxing gloves and talking in the grass. Okay. Well, all right.
What's up, West Side? Nice to have you in here. Um, so
Uh,
this is, Lou says I make some excellent points. So this is, I mean, like to the layman, it's going to seem like wow, you guys, great job, you guys got some security guard fired. How is he going to feed his family now? But in reality, these guys represent the city with that contract. So
yeah.
just as I would hold a government official accountable for the type of language that he uses or his demeanor or the way that he treats the public, you hold these people with contracts the same way, right? They are officially government contractors, even though they're a private entity and they're not, government per se. They are working for the government, and those contracts are very tenuous. That security company, which security company was it, KDot?
It was Denver Metro uh Protection Services.
Right.
I mean,
So Denver,
probably the worst
right?
security company.
They are.
Uh, I've heard so many bad stories from other people, security personnel that I've worked with, and
Oh,
they
you
they
mean
don't
of
pay
them
you
not
on.
getting paid?
Yeah,
Yes.
they don't get paid on time. They,
Yeah.
oh man, this is horrible.
Right.
Their training sucks. You know,
Yeah, they're
I'm
not
like,
a
wow,
real great security company, right?
yeah, they're not that
So
great at all. So
so the whole point in the matter is we could have just let it go, right? And let bygones be bygones, but we're not normal, K Dot, you and I. We're we're a little different than the norm, right? So I was
oh,
thinking
then
about it.
tell them this, MLA. Tell
Yeah.
them what also did they do? They tried to call the who?
The police. They tried to call the
And
police on us.
tell them. Can you please enlighten them on that story, please, sir?
Okay.
Because you tell it
So
so great.
so here's what happened. So after the debacle with this HR lady who tried to get us kicked out, who has since been fired, right? You're right, Anthony. He got himself fired.
Exactly.
So the HR lady immediately goes cries to security. She had asked us to leave, which she, in her capacity, could not ask us to leave the building. So you know what KDOT and I did when she says you need to leave. And there's a whole story about the HR lady that I'm not going to get into, but I know what was going on with the HR lady, and if you guys want to know what happened in that video, check out my video because my video entitled "Beavis and Butthead Try to Get Us Kicked Out of City Hall," because that'll give you more information on that, more context. For that. But we're talking about security guards here. So she runs to the security guards and she tries to beg and plead with them to get them to get us out of there. And so that we're like, okay, well, we're going to go right on over there. Fuck this. We're not going to take this sitting idly. So we go over there and we're talking to security guards and they're on the phone with somebody. I can't even remember who they were on the phone with. They might have been on the phone with the police, K Dot. I don't know. They might have been on the phone with their supervisor or whoever. But can
Right.
anybody guess if the police showed up knowing that MLH and K Dot were there? Uh, the answer is a resounding no, because I think they got the message that K Dot and MLH aren't going to back down, and we know what we're doing. So so basically these security guards are being smug and trying to act like jackasses in front of us, and you guys can see that video on both KDot's channel. He has his version from his perspective. I'm on the other side. I have my version, and things, pretty much devolved from there. And I get this guy on camera. This is the same, I'm a real security guard guy that you see in the thumbnail there. And he starts in on me with sunglasses, right? You guys know I always wear my sunglasses, and he's trying to be a jackass idiot. And so I'm like, look who's talking, sunglass guy. Like, like
Right.
you can't in one breath call me out on my sunglasses, and you have a way worse shitty pair of sunglasses on your face trying to act like you have some makeshift aviator glasses on. So don't fuck around with that shit either, because I'll take you to task on that too. So I just let him speak, right, for the most part. And
Right.
he's just basically making assumptions. He's looking at his partner, and they're trying to be a comedy duo. And K Dot and I are just sitting there, and we're giving them what we're giving them, et cetera, et cetera. And you know, the repercussions were coming. It was just a matter of time after this one, because now this is the second time that piece of shit, butthead, I call him, was acting like that with members of the public. And from my perspective, and I know this is probably your perspective too, K Dot, how does he
Hmm.
treat the normal public with no camera? When the
Oh,
cameras are off, what is he saying and doing? It has to be worse, right?
oh yeah, for
So how
sure.
has
I
he
mean,
treated how has he treated other members of the public? Later,
I
Renata,
mean,
nice to have you. Yeah.
I do like shit, like horse manure.
Right, right. And most people don't have any recourse, right? This guy's got a gun. He's obviously, you know, not in a position where he should have a gun, in my opinion. He, wields power, or at least perceived power, but he found quickly out that that perceived power can evaporate in a matter of what, 3 months.
Right.
So
Yep.
So it was important for KDOT and I to follow up on this and either get a written apology from this guy or tell him to fire him. I think firing him was the right course, KDOT.
Yes. Yes.
So
They didn't. Here's the thing.
I always said
I
that KDOT didn't want
also
to treat normal.
attached that complaint to the city manager, so
Yes.
he's well aware, and he was not happy of the security guards' conduct as well.
Yes.
So, um, they knew like, oh shit, we're these guys are the real deal Holyfield here, and so, um, like, okay, do we lose risking the contract over this guy, or we get rid of him? And
Yeah.
so they got rid of him. So, and the thing was, I didn't even ask. I wanted an apology. I gave
Right.
several options. I said you can either. I did offer firing,
Right. Right.
retraining, and an apology, or uh, a transfer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Put him
you
at a
did
different
offer a
account.
transfer. Yeah. 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 And
Um,
and
and I
and
think you were
and
there for that one.
I was there for that one because we sat down with them and said that there needs to be an apology or a transfer or a firing. Something has to
Mhm.
happen here because this is the second incident of this guy being an absolute jerk. And if he's doing this on camera, can you imagine what he does off camera? To
Right.
just a random person, right? I mean,
Right.
somebody's going to make the argument if you didn't have a camera, then there would be no problem. And to which I say, that's the whole point of doing what we do is to protect our freedom, to be
Right.
able to do that and not be harassed and hindered while we're doing it. So,
So I. Right.
or talk bad to, or it's just like when you're filming a police officer, you don't, I mean, we've come to expect disrespect and bullshit from the cops because that's what they always do, right?
Right.
Or most of the time that's what they do.
Right.
But it's just a matter of getting it on camera and following through and following those complaints, following through with those complaints and trying to change things from the ground level. And as far as cop watchers go, there's not very many KDOT that have actually made change. I mean, you can probably, maybe on one, possibly two hands count the amount of change that we've actually made, through case law or through individual firings or reassignments or things of that nature, small victories, right? And some
Right.
major victories, like a major victory like Batosai had with Turner v. Driver, and I can think of a couple, but there's not many victories like this. So um do you really get people defending these dumbasses? Oh, Renee, I'm telling you, you would be shocked at what they call the Frauditor community or the bootlicking community, like I like to
Mhm.
call them,
Yep.
or the just the average citizen. I mean, there's lots of people that still view police officers as some sort of heroes and they hold them in very high regard. For what reason, I don't know. Probably because shit hasn't happened to them yet. But I'm a Mexican guy, and ever since I was a kid, I can remember being treated like shit by cops. It's kind of the
Right.
reason why I do what I do, and I know I mean, it has to be the same for KDOT. Like, I'm sure KDOT hasn't had the greatest of experiences, or knows a lot of people that haven't had the greatest of experiences, and it just snowballs from there until finally a person can't take anymore. Now, me myself, I'm more of a pacifist. I don't even own a gun. I don't, I don't care to live that type of lifestyle. I don't have a problem with the Second Amendment. I don't have a problem with people carrying guns. I'm not intimidated or afraid of guns, even if one's pointed at me. I mean, I don't want somebody to point a gun at me, but I think I would be more mad than cowardice in that situation. I would be so mad that you pointed a gun at me. I mean, what are you going to do? Take my life or what?
Right.
I mean, that's how I view life. Like I'm not one to take things to that extreme. I truly believe I can make you look like shit with or without a gun. So, you know, so feel free to try to argue with me. We can work out our differences, maybe we can't. In this instance, it wasn't workable, KDot, because this guy was going to do the same thing over and over. He thought he was untouchable. And it's incumbent upon people like us and people like who we have in the audience to pull out those cameras and hold people accountable and
Right.
follow through. It's like when I go out. I haven't been out in a while for homeless outreach, KDOT. But if one person sees me handing a sandwich to a homeless person or a bottle of water to a homeless person, my hope is that I can inspire just one person. I don't need millions of people to do. I mean, it would be nice, but if I can encourage just one other person to get out there and give a
Right.
bottle of water or a sandwich or some type of food, then I've done my job, right? I feel pretty good about myself for doing that. I feel good just doing it on my own, but it's extra special when I can inspire others. It's the same thing with cop watching or holding government officials accountable, or in this case, security guards accountable. It to me, that is the point of what we're doing, is to get other people involved in activism, right? That is the
Yeah.
whole reason. Because sometimes shit ain't right? Shooting a 14-year-old kid for having a pellet gun isn't right. It's why
Right.
we do what we do.
Exactly.
So it goes from the smallest of things, disrespect in public, like what the security guard did, all the way up to the most egregious of things, killing somebody.
Right.
So
And
there's methods to this. There's a reason behind all of this madness,
right.
and that's what I'm trying to get across, is to always try to inspire somebody to make a difference, make a change. And in this case, this is a small change. But I don't know if you've ever read the butterfly effect book, or what the butterfly effect is, KDot. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen that movie where you change one little thing and it has a ripple effect, right? All across the landscape. And so maybe by doing this, that security company is going to get better. Therefore, all the other security card companies are going to get better because, oh shit, Aurora don't fuck around, because MLH and KDOT are holding them accountable. So, we better be on our best game if we want to get those type of contracts. You know what I'm saying? So the public needs to be treated better, and it's
Exactly.
always for the community. It always goes back to the community, KDOT, whether it's feeding homeless people or trying to help a homeless person with water, food, resources,
Right.
or the public in general, protecting them from jackasses like Butthead here. From
Yeah.
just the foul demeanor that this guy has. Like he really hated his job, KDOT, and you could tell in the way that he treated normal citizens. I mean, we're a little different, than normal citizens, but we're still citizens at the end of the day.
And here's
So,
the thing. The 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 important reason why I'm doing this video, one of the reasons, is because uh some people might take it as law as far as what security is allowed to do uh in a building. Because first of all, there's a public building, as far as, and then there's a private building, like a corporate building. Okay.
mhm,
If please write this case law in the comment section. Uh Cohan versus California.
mhm.
Okay, Cohan versus California. Some one of my mods, please write that in the comment section because people need to know this.
Mhm.
If you're in a public building and there's a security personnel and you happen to cuss them the fuck out,
Mhm.
they cannot kick you out of the building, okay?
No.
Because they would be violating your First Amendment rights, okay? If you did not threaten them or threaten another patron or anything like that, you were totally fine to cuss in a public building, okay? If you're upset about something.
Yeah.
And they can't be the complainant.
Give it Cliff says, "You can't fire me. I quit." I want to go back to a comment that Angel said here. He says, "We will never make change. We are just here to witness the downfall of society." Just saying. Okay, that's a nihilistic way of looking at things, Angel, and I understand your point of view, but are you just going to be a sheep and sit there and take it, or are you going to go down with the fight? That's
Yeah.
the question, and that's the difference between, you know, an average person and somebody like myself and KDot. We're willing to at least go down with the fight.
Yeah.
You know,
my,
I would
my
hate
brother
my
said
job too if I had to
I
deal
would
with
hate my
KDot.
job too if I had to deal with Keaton.
Congratulations on
See,
getting to
no, but see,
Texas.
here's the thing. I reflect. I reflect. If you treat me with respect, I'm gonna automatically treat you with respect. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? That's
that
exactly.
right.
But if you want to be snarky and you want to be disrespectful, oh, trust me, I'm going to make your life a living hell. And I told him this. I
Yeah,
said, I said, now I'm going to make your life a living hell.
yeah.
And I did that.
Well,
Uh,
I think you did
oh
more than
well.
that because imagine the disruption in his life getting fired, KDot. Like that's no small thing. That's a big disruption. I mean, he
And I'm
thought you were
sure he was
bullshit.
paid well. It
Oh,
was
I'm
an
sure.
armed position.
Probably.
So
What is the average payment for? I mean, they never paid their employees hardly. So, but if they did, what would they be paying that type of position, KDot?
um I would say 20, probably 25 and up.
25 and up, I would
Yeah.
guess, right? And that's pretty damn good. That's
Um so I mean at
I,
least he doesn't have to worry about, if they get the government part, you know, they they're usually good about paying him. So,
yeah.
but I
I
would
like.
like to play a clip real
Okay, let
quick.
me get to this comment real quick and then play your clip.
Yeah, go
Hey,
ahead.
Jim Nunya says, "I'm a pacifist. I'm gonna pass this fist right through your face." I hear you, man, but I'm in the camp that never. I will defend myself. Like if somebody's trying to kick my ass, of course I'm not gonna sit there and take that, unless it's a police officer. I'll take that ass whooping in the great words of KDOT. But just man to man, like I'm gonna defend myself, but I really am a pacifist. I mean, KDOT will tell you, I'd rather, I mean, I will confront people, no doubt.
Right,
Like I mean, I'm going to
right.
call you out on your bullshit, just like I called out the independent monitor. I called out the chief of police in Aurora, which is a whole different story, which I don't think we're going to get into today. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about that at the end, but
Yeah.
um, yeah, I just I'm not that way. I'd rather just disarm you with words,
Yep.
and just leave you in your rubble of stupidity, So that's how I've always been, Am I always right? Not always, but when it comes to
Yeah.
this shit, I'm on
Yeah.
point.
And here's
So
the thing, like, and Shayna, you're right. There's always a level of professionalism that should be there. I would agree. You have to hold yourself. And if you're not okay dealing with the public, then you should not get a job dealing with the public. If you're doing it just for a paycheck, then the job is not going to be that great for you. Get a private sector, go to the warehouse, do a overnight security personnel job. I don't know, but still, even in that sense, you'll still have to somewhat semi deal with the public. So, um, be, it's either it's not on you, it's in you. You know.
yeah. I agree with
Uh,
Lou. He says our boy KDot is Batman. I definitely would think that he's in the Batman category. Now that doesn't make me Robin, so don't start that shit, man. If this is a multiverse, we're both Batman, okay? we're both Batman. Alan B, what's up, man? Nice to have you in chat, Alan B. Really nice to see you, man. I've been meaning to email you, Alan. Hope you're doing well. So, let's see. Teresa says, "Good point. I learned to stand up for myself at 4'11". I can handle my own. Yeah, it doesn't matter the size. I mean, I'm every
yeah,
bit of 5'8", 5'9", and you know, KDot knows I don't take shit from nobody,
he
and
doesn't. He
you
really
know,
doesn't, man. But I'm
I
gonna go
don't
ahead
care.
and play the clip real quick.
Yeah, I'm sorry, KDot. I derailed
Oh no,
Mexican
that was
Robbie.
me.
How dare you? How dare you? How
We're
dare
gonna
you?
play the clip. Let me.
It's multiverse. I'm also Batman. I might be the Michael Keaton Batman though. I'll
Oh
admit
damn,
that.
that's the coldest one.
That's right.
Christian Bailey was a great Batman too. I
Yeah,
think.
Christian Bale. Yeah, for sure.
I think he was pretty dope.
Alfred, how dare you, Angel? I'm no
So
Alfred,
we're gonna
man.
play the.
Although Alfred is badass.
Oh yeah,
Mexican
yeah,
Robbie.
for sure.
All right, here we go.
How do you, oh no.
What are you? Are you new
Wait,
at this
hold on.
YouTube
You
thing?
want to
Kate?
de-escalate the situation?
Oops, that wrong one. Okay, here we go.
Ask for something that you're supposed to get, do so,
Or just
and do it expeditiously.
Or just Google.
Or just Google it, he said. What a dumbass. Gimmickless says, you guys see the new Flash movie trailer. Looks amazing, Gimmickless. Looks badass, man. How dare you, Naray? I'm like 5'8". 5'9" on my good days. How dare you?
Father's Day is almost here, and Dick's Sporting Goods has gifts for every dad. Like golf clubs from
You gotta
TaylorMade,
get
Callaway,
the pro
Titleist,
YouTube, KDot.
and cooler from Yeti. Find the
Do.
Pro YouTube, KDot. What's going on here? Can you skip the ad or what?
When I ask for something that you're supposed to get, do so,
Oh, here we go. Who's the other jackass? I haven't
and
seen
do it
him.
expeditiously.
Or just Google it.
Huh?
Or just Google it.
Huh?
Just Google it.
Or you can Google my left and my right ass. Yes, how about that?
Or just Google it.
Yeah, Google that. Google that. Okay, Mr. Real Security Guard, right? Isn't that what he said the other day, guys? He said he was a real security guard. So what's a fake security guard?
What's a fake security guard? I told you all, KDot, don't
Someone wants to
listen.
say the other night, you want to be famous, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. You want to be famous, right?
5 or 6 followers. Okay.
Right, famous?
No need to be famous.
Yeah.
No need to be famous, he said.
And would you
Well,
guys
you're
just
real
got this
famous
contract,
now.
right? Not too long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. All he
Don't
says,
fuck
I'm
it
here
up.
for the
Don't
MLH
fuck it
air
up for other
freshener
people.
giveaway.
Operate as a team, as a cohesive unit, but with integrity. Sir, with integrity. The other night was not integrity. You didn't honor my First Amendment right. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you were going to make a grave mistake.
Well, he didn't know what was coming to him, did he, KDot? Pause that video, KDot. It's acting, it's going real choppy, man. Hey, KDot, you still there? Did we lose KDot? Can you guys still hear me? Put a 1. Am I the only one? Hey, thank you, Polly. I really appreciate that.
Did it pause?
I think so, man. We can't hear you when you're playing the video for some reason. I don't know why, man. That's really weird. But this guy's a jackass, man. And I'm so glad that he's gone now.
That's just the gist of it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you guys want to see more context, like I said, you can see You're the one, Canada says. Thank you, Canada. KDot stream froze up. Yeah, it did freeze up a little bit, but we're back. Um, you guys want to see full context, check out KDot's longer version of that video, and then the following video which features me and KDot talking to the same security guard, the real security guard. Actually,
Yeah.
the former real security guard, because he's no longer a security guard, at least not with Denver Metro anymore.
Yeah, you know, I had to include Mommy Dearest in there. Uh, 'cause-
All right, the stream's good again. Apparently, Lou, Lou, you really like us saying your name, right? Lou Skunt. That's funny. But it just, I mean, don't act like a jackass if you have a tenuous government contract, because it can definitely cost you. You know, that's the whole meaning behind you know the whole meaning behind your employment there. You're supposed to treat the public with respect, and that's the point that KDOT was trying to get through this numbskull skull. And he didn't get the message, because then the video that I have and you have of the following time when they try to kick us out, and you know what, I think they even knew better, KDOT, because no cop showed up. uh you know, we stayed there for a good 20-30 minutes more. So it wasn't
yeah,
like it wasn't like those threats were going to work on us. I mean, did they really think that did that lady really think we were going to be intimidated by? I mean, I went into the Lions Den, guys. You guys don't know this, but one time I was getting a um records request from downtown Denver headquarters, and I didn't feel like recording,
uh-huh.
you know, because I knew if I recorded in that building, then it would be a big issue, and it would detract from me getting the information that I wanted, right? So
Hmm.
so I went into the Lion's Den with no armor, basically, KDOT,
Yep.
and eight cops, after I asked for Officer Ramos's file, which you guys all know, that's the guy that shot 7 people downtown Denver.
Yep.
Just indiscretionally just decided to try to shoot at this guy who he thought had a gun, who did have a gun, but threw the gun. And as he's throwing the gun, they opened fire on him, or Ramos did. Actually, I think 2 officers opened fire on the guy, and Ramos ended up shooting 7, innocent people, or 6 innocent people, and one was the suspect. But I wasn't afraid, because even when eight officers came down, because I'm not doing anything wrong, I'm not breaking the law, I'm simply asking for information. Now, not only did 8 officers, but 3 lawyers came down to give me the information as well. And I
Right.
don't understand why it took that many people to take my damn request, but it was an intimidation play. But I've been hardened to, you know, all of this stuff. Like it doesn't phase me anymore, Kate. I'm not afraid in the face of immense danger anymore, especially with these psychopaths with guns, for the most part, and 8 of them surrounding you. It can be pretty intimidating, I mean, at any second, any one of those officers can pull their gun out and shoot, or beat the shit out of you, or, make life hell for you. But I don't care anymore. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the people's of the community getting harassed, getting killed, getting beat up, getting, disrespected. It's time to not be so scared. And it's time
Right.
to, start asking for these records, and start digging. That's what any good investigative reporter does. He digs, you know
Right.
and that's part of what I do, is I investigate and I dig, and it irritates people and it pisses people off, but I don't care, because I'm doing the righteous thing, and all I want is the truth. And if more people were truthful, then it wouldn't be as hard to, you know make the world a better place, is what I'm trying to say, KDot. So,
There you go.
it's I know this is kind of a sermon, but it's kind of the way that I um treat everybody. I want to treat people with respect, and I give what I get. So if I'm sitting here and these two security guards, I don't care if they're government contracted or not, you're supposed to be a public facing person, whether you're with the government or you're a private entity or whatever. Treat
Right.
people right and they will treat you right. I mean,
Right.
it's do unto others. It's an old adage. Maybe if we had a little more of that, we'd have a few less piece of shit cops on the force. Maybe a couple of good ones would get through, and then multiply from there, until we had nothing but good cops. But that's utopia. And I know it's never going to fully get there, but the hope is that we can make a difference so that it's a little bit better for our kids and their kids. That's it. That's
I
it.
would agree.
You know.
I would absolutely agree. And uh, at the end of the day, that's what we're doing in here. That's why we're in the streets watching these dudes, so they don't violate other people's damn rights.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Gimmickless
saying? And we're
says.
just sick of that
Yeah.
shit.
Gimmickless says, how long do you
Sick of
think
that
it will
shit
take?
and done.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I mean, I think we're both fucking fed up, to our eyeballs and bullshit. How long do you think it will take for people to actually get the same set of morals and standards? That's a good question, Gimmickless. I don't think that I will. I'm of the belief that the majority of people in this world, all right, and I'm not talking just the United States. I'm talking worldwide. The majority of people are good people, right?
Yeah.
and and the reason that I know that to be true is because we wouldn't be 8 billion strong on this planet if we weren't good people, right?
Right.
are there
Right.
are there bad people out there? No doubt. There are murderers, there are thieves, there are liars, and it's incumbent upon everybody to weed those people out. Society in general has to weed those people out, and we have to have what I like to say, bigger voices in the community that can activate other people to do that. Those are the activists. Those are the cop
Right.
watchers. Those,
Right.
and I'm not, there's a frauditor community for a reason. There are a lot of people that are quote unquote cop watchers, and I'm not going to name names, that are really in it for the money, right? Or in it for the fame, or in it for the drama, or whatever they're in it for, but they're just not in it for the right reasons. I mean, there's tons of people like that, and I understand that. But there are people like myself and like KDot and a handful of others that are really, really digging in, right? And trying to make their communities better. And there will be a point, I don't know when that is, there will be a point where KDot and I, you know, do our work in Aurora, Denver, Lakewood, Thornton, Westminster, wherever, the Denver metro area, and we will move on to bigger and better things, different states, different cities, different locales. Maybe even one day we take a trip to Britain and see how they treat their citizens, or Mexico, or although Mexico is kind of off limits right now because of the cartels, but
Yeah.
Canada. I mean, there's all kinds of places that I want to go and see how policing is done, because if we think for 1 second that the United States is best at policing, I mean, you
Yeah.
got another thing coming. There are places like Finland and those Nordic countries that they do it right with the training at the very least. Their
I agree.
officers have the equivalent of a 4-year degree. They have training. They're experts in de-escalation, which our
Yeah.
officers are definitely not. So
So I just gotta we have a special guest who would like to comment.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
On we got Big Jers in the building.
Oh, big
My
Joe.
manager. So here he goes. Welcome to the show, Big Jers. Appreciate you being here.
What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up?
Nuggets
I gotta
represent.
represent.
Yay!
I gotta put it on
Let's
for the
go
champ,
Nuggets.
you thing. And it's more of a reason because I had to bring this up, and it's bothering me because as much as we have a problem with the police and things that get reported and said and done, journalists need to be held accountable for the stuff that they do. I'm gonna try not to. I'm gonna try not to be emotional about this one.
Jers, you're
Yes.
absolutely 100% correct, man.
Right.
It's the
I agree,
reason.
100%.
It's the reason why. One of my hats, by the way, I'm wearing a Nuggets hat myself today. It's the reason why I consider myself first and foremost probably an investigative journalist more than anything, because the way the mainstream media and media in general handles business is absolutely the wrong way of going about it. They are fucking liars themselves. They spin stories in a way that makes a lot of people look bad. And if you're poor, that's the worst thing you can be in this country is poor. Because if you're a homeless person, you're totally fucked. If you're a poor person barely hanging on, you're fucked. If you're a lower middle class person, you're fucked.
Actually, I had, and I've heard this, and one of my friends heard this too. I don't know how fucked the homeless actually is. Right? Let's.
You got a comment.
I'm gonna make. All right, I can't see it. Where's
your beard is magnificent.
Thank you. It's actually a little scraggly right now. My little grays. But thank you. I appreciate that. I really do.
Fucking head, Lord Jesus.
Hey, I work hard on this beard. It's lush. It's lush. No, because there was a homeless guy. One of my friends was like, God bless you. I'm sorry for your, what you're going through. He was like, why? I'm free. You the one that got to go pay bills. You got to go work hard. I'm free. I get out here. I do what I do. I make a little bit of money. Don't nobody mess with me. I was like, damn. Because I'm definitely a slave to my technology. But that's what it is. But I digress. I'm going to go back to that, though. So here's the thing. So everybody, I don't know how many people know that there was a mass shooting the night after the game, after the championship win.
Yes,
there was. Yeah.
I'm fully aware. I sent that to KDot as soon as I found out about it. Also, there was one after the parade today. I don't know if you heard about that one.
There was a shooting after the parade?
Yes, sir.
Crazy.
What the fuck?
So 10 people were killed in that mass shoot or injured. I apologize. Injured in that mass shooting, right?
Yes.
So I'm asleep yesterday morning or the day before that, something like that. One of the mornings, I get a call. And me and KDot have talked to this person before. KDot, remember the dude I told you got shot 9 times by the police in Colorado Springs?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And he got all the stuff wrong with his leg. So just to start there, my friend was shot 9 times by the police because he was defending himself against someone else who was shooting in the area. All right.
And please tell them what agency it was. Corrupt what?
Colorado Springs Police Department. Listen. I don't know their part of the story and what they lied about, but I know that he got no time for shooting back at the police. So whatever he, whatever they did to him, they know they had to let him go because he shot back at them after they shot up his truck and his legs, right? He's on the ground shooting back, right? Because he doesn't know who's shooting at him. So I get a call in the morning. They're asking me what happened to him. His friends, his family back in Tennessee where he's from. And I'm like, I don't know what y'all talking about. It's 6:30 in the morning. I got to work. I don't want to. Wait, what? And then I wake up. They sent me a clip. The clip says that he's the one arrested for the mass shooting, right? He's arrested. They use his old mugshot from Colorado Springs to say that he's the one who's arrested for the shooting.
Wait, for this current, Matt?
Yes. I will send you the link. There's a link that says he's arrested, and it's a whole thing about fentanyl and all this other stuff that he had nothing to do with.
Wait, the light-skinned guy?
Yes.
Oh shit!
With the white T-shirt on.
Friend?
Yeah.
Wow, he has a lawsuit. He can sue.
So
That's
we
defamation
gonna
of
talk to him.
character.
We're gonna talk to him later because I just talked to him. He got to go let all his family know that he's not, that
He
he's
got a
okay.
screenshot. Hopefully he screenshotted that.
I
Because you
got
know
the
they're gonna
whole.
take all that shit down.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. You know I
Okay,
don't play
good.
that bullshit.
Good. Yeah, he
So
needs to speak to an attorney ASAP.
so
Wow.
they're saying it had to do with fentanyl and all this and guns. What it was is he left the bar because he was happy that the Nuggets won with his friends. Somebody was outside shooting. He gets a group of people in his truck so he can drive away so that they're not shot. His truck is all shot up. The police run up on him, put guns drawn, make them all get out, sit him on the side, and arrest him. Right? Now, what he's arrested for, literally what he's arrested for, is because he is an ex-felon and he didn't let anybody take the charge for his gun. His gun was in the car. So that's what he got arrested for. But they reported that the whole thing had to do with him and fentanyl.
So they got it completely wrong, is what you're saying, Jers?
Man,
Completely
How
wrong.
did they fuck that up? That's a major fuck up.
completely
Dude.
wrong.
This is-
Completely. And then the other person that they arrested,
So he's
still-
sitting at home, chilling, and he sees his bruh. Is that my mugshot?
no, he was in jail while he just got out today. He just got bailed out today.
He's got a lawsuit, Jers, no doubt. He's definitely has a
He
lawsuit.
needs to jump on this. Remember, I told him. Remember, we was on the phone with my attorney, and I said, "Man, you have a 2-year,
Yeah.
you have a 2-year
Yeah.
limit on
Oh, you see I'm on here
Yeah,
talking because I didn't get all the rest of it from him. So I don't like coming with partial information.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
this is an exclusive, by the way, guys.
Yeah, I don't. You know how I am with the partial and fake information. No, I needed him to call me and tell me what he went through first.
Yeah.
Because I knew, because here's my problem, right? So when they called me and was like, and I called my people, was like, yo, what's going on? Where he at? They was like, yo, his peoples is getting him out. They're bailing him out, and it takes 24 hours to bail out of Denver. So you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're going, they're telling me what's going on. I'm like, okay, well, I'll talk to him when he gets out. So I call him, send him a text message, make sure you hit me as soon as you get out.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, me and him, we had a yelling match. We was cussing each other out. But when my brother is in some shit like that, I can't, you know what I'm saying? Squash all that. We need to clear you up first, and then we can deal with our other bullshit later. So now I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm waiting to see what he, you know what I'm saying, what everything's. And I knew he had nothing to do with the shooting because he had a bond. Like, damn well, if he had a bond, there would be no fuck. I mean, I'm saying, like, if he shot people up, 9 people, ain't no bond going to you, bro.
Right.
So even the police don't believe that you did it. So with them saying that,
right,
they're trying to silence him.
Jers, there's 2 things I'm gonna add to that. There's a reason why in my videos, and for the most part KDot's videos, when we go live, there's full context, right? I may edit a video down for mundane reasons, like I'm walking to the scene or something, but it's important to have context, right? That's the whole thing is context, right? So when you're trying to get a story, context is everything. And if you leave a small detail, or if you change a small detail, you could completely change the narrative. I'll give you an example. I covered a shooting, and KDot knows this story pretty well. I covered a shooting in Aurora where the lame stream, as Matthew the King calls it, in chat, was interviewing a potential witness about what happened, right? They spent each one, it was Fox News, and I think Channel 7 was there, and maybe Channel 4. They each spent less than 2 minutes with this guy, right? And I had a chance to get to him first. I was kind of bullshitting with him and talking with him about kind of what was happening. And when the news came up, I let them do their thing because I already knew they were going to fuck it up in one way or another, right? And then I was gonna get in there and then get my story and then bounce. So each one of them took 2 minutes to talk to this guy, and we're asking all the wrong questions. And I was almost chuckling in the background. Like these guys are so stupid. They're not asking the right things. These guys have the degrees, they have the experience, they have the knowledge, but yet they choose not to ask the right questions.
They don't have the passion. They don't have the care.
They don't care about the community. That's another reason. So I sat there and I waited for them to leave, and then as soon as they left, I interviewed this guy. And you can see that on my channel. It's a ways back. I forget what the video is titled, but I spent 20 minutes asking the right questions. What was the suspect wearing? Did he get in the car? Yeah, he got in a gray or a yellow SUV or gold SUV, and I couldn't quite get I was getting so much information out of this guy. If they would have just taken the time to ask the right questions, they could have got a bevy of information that they could have reported. They could have made 2 news stories out of it or more. But since they're so preoccupied with asking the wrong questions and forming their own narrative, they're in and out and they're on to the next story, and they don't give a fuck who they hurt, who in the stories that they put out there, it affects. And it affects the entire community when you give the wrong information, right? It goes that way with cops. Anytime you hear about the cops, oh, they're the greatest thing in the world, even if they shot a 14-year-old kid in cold blood,
See,
Right.
MLH,
yeah.
had I been you, I would have made a story out of the story that they were telling.
Yeah.
I would have recorded all of their bullshit 2 minutes.
I did.
And then, oh man, that should be, and then be like, this is a story you got told. This is a story that actually happened.
Right. Right.
Crush all their credibility.
I did. And I do that
and-
on a consistent basis, Jers. I never go out there thinking that I have all the answers, and that's why I ask all the right questions. So it's a matter of asking the right questions, and it's just a matter of asking questions in general. I mean, you couldn't in good conscience be a journalist and be with somebody for 2 minutes and get the full story. What kind of bullshit journalism is that? That's why I have no problem with people calling the mainstream media lamestream, because they are fucking lame. It's a perfect term for them. I was watching the parade today, right, Jers? And I was looking at Bernie, my wife over here, and I was saying, look how stupid this coverage is. This is the dumbest coverage. They talk about the stupidest shit instead of talking about, the people involved or how, I mean, they could have talked about all kinds of shit, but they're sitting there talking about the weather. And look at how great the weather. I mean, I'm like, are you fucking serious? We can see on screen that the weather's fine. Get on with the parade. What are we here for? The Denver Nuggets. They won a championship. They built from the ground up. I mean, there's so many things. You could talk about the crowd of people, the kind of people they hear. Everybody's peaceful. They're having a great time. All this shit. And you're sitting here fucking bullshitting about the weather for 10, 15 minutes? Get the fuck out of here. Why? I mean, the coverage was so bad. So bad.
Here's my question for you, MLH. All right. Why would you expect any different?
You're absolutely correct. It's why I do what I do, Jers, because if I don't do it, I know the lamestream media ain't going to do it.
Oh, and here's the funny part. So you made me think about it. So when they called me, right, and they're like, hey, you don't watch the news? For what? I don't believe the news. Like, why would I watch the news? Why would I, what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe the news. So now look at this. And me making that statement to them, they laughed at me, right? But now, when you hear the real story, why would I watch the news? Right. What is the point? Right. I do my own research. I do my own. You don't know how much. All right, so, and this is all KDot's fault. I hate him and I love him at the same time, right? I watch more videos on YouTube about doing constitutional awareness than I've seen. Let's put it this way. I haven't seen the news in about 10 years, right? Like if I walk in and somebody else is watching it, like at the barbershop, which I don't go to that often. So I might see it, but for me, I'm like, all right, I gotta do my own research, right? Like I might post something on Facebook, but I ask questions.
Mhm.
Like, and I get called. Me and Dave Chappelle got the same problem. I get called the victim blamer all the time, right?
Yeah.
And it's not. I'm not blaming. I just want to know what happened before I start running with it. Before I send it to KDot to even look at.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to know what happened. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
if I can get the full story, then I feel comfortable posting it. I feel like the people who pay attention and know that I'm first and foremost, I like to make people laugh, but I got serious parts too. So I will ask a specific question.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Let me know what people were seeing from each point of view. Because I don't believe all cops are bad. I just believe bad cops are what we get to see. You know what I'm saying? So like the cop down in Florida that went and when they called them on when somebody called the police on them kids and was like they're outside causing a disturbance, he showed up and they were playing basketball. He started playing basketball with them.
Yeah.
Like, or the cops that like I was watching one with Direct D. Somebody was like, "Oh, you."
Can I stop you real quick? You
Yeah,
talking
what's
about
up?
the white cop? You talking about the white cop, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That same white cop. A couple of
Well,
years
in
later,
that situation, let's put it that way. In the situation I
he
saw.
get caught beating the shit out of somebody. I'm just saying it was a black dude.
Hold on.
I just wanted to lay some context.
Hold on. Now here's the problem with being a victim blamer. What did he do? Like, what was the problem? Like, why did he beat the hell out of somebody? Because, and this is coming from somebody who could never be a cop, right? I can't be a cop. I know that that's not my role because first and foremost, I'll probably be a slightly dirty cop. That's true on all levels. You know what I'm saying? Second of all,
honesty.
let's be real. You know what I'm saying? If I'm back in Jersey and somebody about to pull up on my cousin's house, hey, y'all need to get out of there. Like, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I got a burner phone for a reason. My favorite cops are like Shield, Chicago PD. Those are the cops I'll be liking. Listen, I feel like that's closer to real than it is to fake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'd be a dirty cop. You're not gonna get certain things from me. And you can't like KDot. We've had this conversation. I couldn't be a cop that you talk to because the first time I'd be like, listen, my sergeant pulls up. I'm taking my badge, my belt, everything that got to do with police off. I am retired for 24 hours. Now let's go talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's go talk. You know what I'm saying? You keep all that same energy when I'm not a cop. You know what I'm saying? But I got a slick mouth. I mean, I ain't gonna say nothing stupid like I'm a real security guard. Listen, a real security guard ain't nothing but a fake cop. like, and now he's really a fake cop because he's really a fake security guard because he's not a real security guard. So now he's running around with a plastic badge, a squirt gun. You know, he got a super soaker.
Yo,
he chasing little kids around that's on big wheels.
Bro, you're being too nice. He's
not letting nobody come. He's not letting nobody come down his block.
It's not plastic.
He's going to the skating rink, harassing couples as they're going around the rink.
Yeah, right. Like he gonna be following y'all around. Y'all gonna show up at something. He gonna be there to heckle y'all.
He got a sticker badge, bro.
I wish he would do that, man. That would be my dream come true, bro. Like,
but I want to. Oh my God! Like me being the victim blamer, right? And knowing who I am. It's still some people, I need y'all, oh, you know, the police do this and the police do that. And yeah, but what about that dude they shot? Right? Like, I understand if you can't take the stress of being a cop, we got thousands of jobs out here being coders. You can go be a coder. You ain't got to talk to nobody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can be I do computer engineer work. I'm an engineer. So I know as much, you know, KDot, you haven't seen me mad in ever. Yeah, I don't think you've ever seen me mad, except for the time I said "fuck you" on when we was on the what's the name meeting, right? But I don't get mad. I don't have a stress level. I got a PS5. My stress levels are straight. You know what I'm saying?
One, by the way.
and I got this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't get angry very often. But I do have a problem with injustice. Like, I don't even have road rage. I got stupidity rage. So, you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy because you're from the East Coast.
Then a motherfucker. But you got to remember, in New York, I ain't need no car.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was on the train. So I got to relax on my way to places. But, you know what I'm saying? But in that same situation, if that's not you, it's not you. It seems like the cops that we get to see are the cops that got bullied. The cops that need to, now I got power. Now I got strength. I'm a fucking man. No, you're not. Because you got more rules to the shit that you're not even free, cop. Because you don't have the right to remain silent. You don't have that at all. And I thought that was weird as shit when I first heard it. But cops don't have the right to remain silent. They don't have the right to refuse a fucking drug or alcohol test. I got all those rights. You insecure piece of shit. So you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I've never bullied anybody and I ain't never been bullied. So I don't know. Maybe this is what I would have turned out into if I would have been bullied.
I mean, I'm just looking at you, Jers, and I don't think bullying you is a possibility, bro.
Oh, no, MLH. Here's what's worse. This is why I always bring up boxing.
Yeah,
I'm professionally trained in boxing.
Yeah, no, I mean, I won't fuck with a boxer, man. Like, that's one thing. Man. Like,
so that's another reason where I'm like, I don't get angry because, you know what I'm saying? If I get mad, it's a different fight. If I don't hear a bell, I don't stop fighting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you're going to get all 12 rounds in one.
You know, I like watching these videos of regular people
getting beat up by boxers.
I was just no. Check this out, man. There's a whole subculture of YouTube videos of regular people getting into fights with a boxer or a
MMA
fighter or a kickboxer or somebody that has way more endurance than you and getting their ass whooped, man. And it's a glorious thing to see, man, because these people are the ones usually talking all the shit.
Yes.
And they get into this fight, and then it's like over in like less than a minute. Holy shit.
So watch this one, MLH. Look for the ones where they're bullies.
Yeah.
That's the funniest ones.
Yeah. I love those ones, man.
Because matter of fact, I just watched one, right? And it's all about the different trainings you get. Yeah. Because I'm a boxer. My goal is to keep you away from me, right? I'm not trying to clinch. I'm not trying to get close. I'm trying to put a jab in your face and not get hit by you, right?
Yep.
But MMA fighters got feet. They got talon claws on their toes. They got, you know what I'm saying? They're using everything. So I was just watching a video, right? Mm-hmm. A girl, a young lady. Let me not say she was young though, but she was a young lady. Jumped up, monkey grabbed the dude, and then choked him out standing. Right?
Yeah.
So boxers came in like, she cute. She ain't really doing that. So they all tried to go up against her. So about 6 guys out. And then every one of them coming in there like, you being nice to her because she cute and you trying to get at her. One dude was like, I don't even like girls. Guess who got choked out? He got choked out. He got choked out in 3.8 seconds.
Yeah, look, I'm old school. I'm a little older than KDot. And
I'm way older than KDot.
Okay, you're probably my age. I'm probably a little bit older, Jers, but here in Denver, we hosted the first ever UFC. I don't know if anybody's seen the very first UFC. It was held in Denver, Colorado.
I did. I'm not a big UFC fan, but I did. I'm a Queensberry fan.
Yeah, I like MMA. All right, boxing is a better, more pure form of fighting, in my opinion. I think boxing is pure skill and some endurance and other things, but in MMA, when they first did the MMA fights, it was no holds barred, right? Like anybody could do anything. So people were, giving people nut shots and
and there was no weight class either.
No weight class. You the only thing you couldn't do was bite, right? That was about the only rule. But you could punch somebody square in their junk. As a matter of fact, one of those matches, there was a guy. I think he was like some type of martial artist. I don't know which, sect, but he grabbed his leg and the dude's junk was fully exposed for a full-on punch, and I was like, God damn, man, these guys are going at it. But the point is that who won that tournament was a guy named Hoist Gracie. And Hoist Gracie
Family.
he's a legend, man. I mean, this dude was in with sumo wrestlers, with dudes like 3 times his size. He's a skinny, I wouldn't say he's a short dude, but he definitely wasn't super tall, but he wasn't somebody that you would think could kick ass, right? Well,
Hoyt's about 6 foot. He was about 6 foot.
yeah, I mean, that's like not super tall or anything.
But he was also in WWE too.
Right. So Hoist went through this whole tournament, with no holds barred pretty much, and he choked everybody out. He choked people that you thought he was going to get his ass walloped. I mean, but he had the skill to get these fools on the ground, and once it was on the ground, it was over.
And the death leg lock that he has is ridiculous.
I mean, dude, he took everybody to task. If it was a heel lock or a Darce choke, I mean, he put it on full display for the world to see that you don't have to be the biggest dude to kick the most ass. You just have to have the right training.
And it's his entire family that's like that. It's the Gracie family.
Yeah.
Like me being a boxer, there's just certain things I probably would never do, right? Like, I'm never going to step in, even though I know I outweigh probably almost 3 times bigger than Mayweather. I'm not stepping in the ring with Mayweather.
No, Mayweather has a defense that's unworldly, man. He's probably my second all-time favorite boxer, Mayweather, because nobody could touch him. The guy that did the best job was Jose Luis Castillo, which that was an arguable win for Mayweather.
Sugar Shane Mosley almost knocked him out.
Yeah, that was another one. But I mean, the resilience of Mayweather, to go through those matches and everything he deserved. He to me is the best defensive fighter of all time. Period. There's no one that comes close.
If you go by the numbers, he's the best fighter of all time.
Yeah, I mean, right, 50-0. Nobody. I mean, Marciano was, I believe, 30-0. There was another guy that was undefeated as well. That was pretty good. Calzaghe, I think was undefeated. Was pretty good too, but nobody was in that class. Nobody could defend like Mayweather, and it's what I think more than his personality is what people hated about Mayweather. He rubbed people the wrong way because he was a pure defensive fighter. He didn't have the power, But,
no, all right. Let's go back. He didn't have the power in the last, let's say, 15 fights, because it's not like Mayweather didn't have any knockouts. No, it's just that he learned from his uncle that it's not about the knockout. It's about hitting and not getting hit.
That's exactly right.
That's where it changed. He changed from his father's way of fighting, who was a successful fighter until he got hit.
Yeah.
And his uncle, who was like, listen, just don't get hit.
Yeah.
Because Mike Tyson said it the best. Everybody tough as hell till you get punched in the face.
Yeah. let me ask you a question, Jerry. Who is your favorite knockout artist of all time?
Mike Tyson.
Really?
Yeah.
I would argue that Julian Jackson was a better knockout artist than Mike Tyson.
Julian Jackson was good for his movement, but he wasn't. He was a grinding knockout. Mike Tyson was, listen, I'm coming in here. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the same thing. Julian Jackson changed his fighting style every 3 fights. Mike Tyson didn't. That's why Buster Douglas eventually got him. They're like, listen, bro, like, I'm going to do the same thing every time, and I'm going to knock you the fuck out. That was it. So Mike Tyson, I didn't like what he had to go through as a person.
Yeah.
But now listen, this is a Mike Tyson I would go do an interview with. That other Mike Tyson, at that point in time, I was in good shape and I was strong and I was tough. but I ain't want to be punched in the face.
No, man. Like, I have ultimate respect for boxers, man. Like, of all people, I wouldn't want to get in a fight with a boxer because, like, you're already at a disadvantage. I can box a little bit, but man, like, it's like a club boxer versus a world championship boxer.
No, it doesn't. And this is why, like, and if I've watched the boxers over time, right, I can tell you when they're going to win or lose, right? So in the same perspective, when Mayweather fought Conor McGregor, I said exactly what was going to happen. He was going to take him that 4 rounds because that's what Conor McGregor is used to.
Yep.
He's going to let him tire himself out in 4 rounds.
Just dominate. Yeah.
And then I'm going to whoop your ass.
Yeah,
and
and
that's exactly what he did.
Playing, Mayweather was playing chess and Conor was playing checkers. Bad.
Conor wasn't even playing checkers. He was playing bingo. Because that's all he was trying to do is that overhand punch that he can get in MMA doesn't work because you can't use this part of your fist. That is an illegal move. So he kept trying to do it, but that's not boxing. I like the Queensberry rules.
Perry said, "What about Muhammad Ali? Y'all ain't said nothing about."
And you got to give Muhammad Ali his credibility.
I give Muhammad Ali
15 rounds. They
Yeah,
went
I
15
give
rounds.
Muhammad Ali his flowers. I give him his credit.
Yeah.
I give him his all-time power as a man outside of the ring.
He's my one. Just so we can be clear here, he's in my top 5 of all time, no doubt.
He's now, Muhammad Ali's not going to be on my knockout artist list.
No,
he's going to be on my
Performance?
quality of fighter list. He'll be on my quality of fighter list.
It's like Nikola Jokic for me is already a top 5 player in my mind of all time because he's all around great at everything. He's great at passing. He's great at shooting 3-pointers. He's great at
Foreman got to be on the knock. Foreman definitely got to be on the.
Foreman is definitely on there.
Foreman's on the knockout. Julian Jackson for me is on that knockout list too, man.
Bro.
Like
Foreman,
you guys got to check out. I mean, he is one of the most weird.
Hagler's on my knockout list too.
Yep, Hagler for sure. Julio Cesar Chavez for me is my favorite boxer of all time. Just you want to talk about a knockout machine. It didn't matter if it was first round or 12th round. Dude was going to knock you out more times than not, man. Like towards the end, it fizzled, but man, that dude was feared. You want to talk about a feared boxer? I mean,
so
doesn't get much better.
I'm one of the believers that styles make fights, right?
Yeah,
that's my motto. So Roy Jones is on the top of my list because he had a style all his own. He was ridiculous with it. Yeah. Winky Wright is on my list, and if he hadn't have died early, I think he would have been higher on the list too.
What about the Drunken Master or something? What was it?
Yeah. That's what I be thinking about too. He is a weird dancing fighter, right? He's a weird dancing fighter.
Mayweather said that was the hardest opponent he ever faced
because it looked like he was a drunken master. Like he was doing capoeira basically in a boxing ring. Yeah. Yes. So that's definitely hard because you got to catch that. You have to catch it. And if you look, there's so many videos of Mayweather throwing that jab. That jab looked like a piston coming out in a car, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck. Like, I fight southpaw. So that jab would hit me every time. I would never even see it coming from my right side. Like he would catch me. I'd be like, listen, I'm Mike Tyson in you at this point. You losing an ear, or I'm a Lennox Lewis you. I'm gonna lay my whole body on you while we fight. Like you're gonna be tired after this fight.
You know who's a great knockout artist? I know he's lost a few times to Tyson Fury, but man, the bomber.
That's the only. But here's the problem, right? Here's the problem. He won the first fight to me. He won the first fight. He was iffy in the second fight because he was only doing that one thing.
Yeah,
that one thing.
Right.
Well, let's be clear. Tyson Fury cheated in both of those fights, though.
The first two.
The first two, he cheated.
The
And
third
that's
one,
what
he just
fucked
thoroughly
him
beat
up.
Beyonce.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
beat
for sure.
Beyonce.
But you also have to remember it was from the effects from the first two fights when well, actually the second fight when he fucked up his ear and it messed up his
It's
equilibrium.
equilibrium. Yeah, he threw his equilibrium off with that, with the hitting him without
I
the.
don't even
With,
know if he can even come back from that.
He
I
got
mean,
knocked
he's
senseless,
fought.
man.
He's won since then.
Yeah, he's
Oh, okay.
he's good.
Okay.
He's back up there. Like they're talking. I hope him and Joshua get together because I think he can beat Joshua.
I want Joshua out the way, but I think Luis Ortiz should fight Joshua.
Somebody said
I think
IP
Joshua
man.
would win that fight, man.
Huh?
I'm not a big Joshua fan, but I think he would.
I don't like Joshua at all. But you know what? I'm also like I'm tired of the promotions over in England.
Yeah. they're
Oh, but don't forget. So, quick thing. I don't know. I might be in Vegas July 29th, KDot.
Okay.
But if not, then the fight's going to be here on the projector outside on the big screen.
Which fight?
It's Bud Crawford and Earl Spence.
Oh, that's a big one, man. I love Bud Crawford, man. I
Okay.
think he's a
All
great
right.
actor.
All right.
So I'm a Earl Spence fan, right?
Woo, that's gonna be good, man. I like
Bud
him.
Crawford is a great fighter, but his resume does not match up to what he tries to say. Right now, here's the smart thing, though. I'm gonna give y'all some smart boxing shit right here, right? So the point for me of boxing, yes, is to hit and not get hit, but the point of your career is to unify the belts, right? That is your job as a boxer, is to make sure you get all the fucking belts.
That's what legendary boxers do.
Exactly.
That's what legendary boxers do.
So when Earl had his first belt and Bud has his one belt. Bud has I think he has the most prestigious belt.
Yeah.
So they've been talking this bullshit about fighting the whole time, right?
5 years, man. They've been talking about it for 5 years.
So Bud would go fight somebody else, right? Go get some money. Earl was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna clean up my side of the street, take all these other belts, then I'm coming for your shit, right? You ain't gonna have no choice because now you there's nobody for you to fight. I gotta be your mandatory. Now, if Bud Crawford beats Earl Spence, right?
Mm-hmm.
He did the smartest shit in the world. Because why go fuck up my body getting these belts?
Yeah.
All I got to do is beat your ass for him now. You know what I'm saying? Like he went and fought a dude named David Avanesian.
Yeah.
There was, and I'm gonna tell you what's even worse because it was a joke about it, right? The same night of that fight, Murder Inc. did a freaking concert 7 minutes away from where he was fighting.
Yeah.
They said there was more people at the concert than at the boxing match.
Wow.
And this is hold on. And this is in Nebraska.
Yeah.
Where Bud Crawford is from.
Yeah. Well, Nebraska isn't exactly known as a boxing maven, Jers, so I give it a pass there. But
it's enough boxing fans. But if you can't get, I promise you, if I'm going to go fight somewhere and I go home to fight, y'all better show up for me.
Yeah.
Y'all better show up.
Yeah.
I'm there.
Well, look, I don't know how this conversation went from
we went everywhere
to boxing.
I'm like, hold on.
Man,
how did it go from the security guard to the
well,
you know what?
The security guard was gonna box your ass. That's why.
Right. That's right.
Is he a real security guard?
He's a real security guard, man. So
here's the thing. Hey,
I'll tie it in.
Let's see if can we have your mans on the show?
I'll call him. I'll definitely call him.
Yeah, I want to, and you know what I'm saying. If we can get that exclusive, and if you know, because people need to hear his story, how he was falsely accused of, again, by the way, violated again.
Yeah, he needs a lawyer.
First by the Colorado Springs department, and then now the Denver department.
No. The Denver Police Department did not violate him. He was arrested for the right thing. The reporters reported it incorrectly.
Okay, so walk me back. Okay.
So he's
I'm not
arrested. He's arrested because he's a felon with a gun. That's what he's arrested for. As a
But
felon,
did
you know,
he shoot at anybody?
no, it was in his car. As a felon, you're not supposed to be around a gun.
But how did they go to his car?
Oh, that's definitely they put because all the bullet holes was in his car.
Oh, I see.
So his car got shot up. Because remember, his truck got shot up in Colorado Springs.
His truck got shot up this time.
God damn it. Talk about bad luck.
Listen,
So
that's why I carry my firearm when I'm out there. Like I don't even.
The only reason why he was arrested was because he had a firearm in the vehicle because he was a felon.
His truck got searched.
But
so now in my head, right? Let me just say it. Let me say it from my unbiased ass point of view, right?
Okay.
You pull up. I pull up as a cop. I pull up to a place where there's a shooting. I look and I see that there's a truck trying to pull away with bullet holes in it. I'm probably gonna question you in that truck too, and in my head, I may assume that you shot back.
Well, you can't assume that. The law does
assumptions. And this is me just being like I can make an assumption. I can be wrong too. Yeah. But no, maybe no. Let me maybe I'm not thinking about let me not say it that way. I may not assume that you shot back, but there's an assumption that there's an involvement.
Well, the law is a little bit different.
I mean, technically, it would be evidence in a crime scene.
Yeah.
Now, evidence,
especially with 10 people being shot in the process.
Right. So maybe he was like, well, maybe I don't know. Maybe they might have first went about it as, okay, well, he's the victim, right? And then
now what are the rules on searching the victim's vehicle?
There is you still have to have RAS. But the RAS is reasonable articulable suspicion.
I know. I've watched too many of y'all videos to not know what that means.
So his vehicle is evidence of a crime. You know what I'm saying? Like so they would still have a right to search it because unless and then he a stand-up dude, so he's not gonna let somebody claim his gun. He could be like, look, man, I was shot at. What the fuck y'all searching my car for?
And then here's the bad part is, all right, so I'm going to have to ask him even further. It don't even sound like he was shot at. It sounds like the dude was just shooting.
Yeah, it seems like it because, 11 people? Like, what the fuck?
He was behind the truck. And everybody was behind the truck. So him being the good guy and trying to save everybody, get y'all ass all in my truck and let's get the hell out of here. Let's get away. Because you know me. I don't be around that bullshit. But if I see, if I'm around the shooting, guess who's going to hop in the vehicle and get the fuck out of there? Yeah. If the police need to talk to me, they know where I live. I'm in the I'm in the books. Right. Come follow me there. You're not going to get me to keep sitting around this shooting.
Right. Right.
Well, any reasonable person would do that. You know, I mean,
well, even worse, MLH, I'm from the projects. I've been shot. I'm not going to be around shootings anymore.
No, man. I don't disagree with that, like at all. You know, there's no disagreement, man. Like if it's the human body versus the bullet wins every time. You know,
every time.
So you know, it's
and I'm traumatized because I got shot. I was 8.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm traumatized by it, and there's I don't think people understand that being from the projects. And any rough neighborhood, there is an era of PTSD.
Yeah. You know, that's something that's not talked about, like your upbringing and where you. I mean, because I lived on the west side of Denver, rough. You know, like really, really rough. Like gang members all over the place. Like the way you were treated, the way that you were, you know. I mean, bullied. You used that term earlier, Jers. I mean that was definitely prevalent, but nobody ever thinks of those aspects of life and how traumatic and you could have PTSD from that shit. You know, I mean, it's crazy. It's just crazy.
let me ask KDot, let me ask you a question, right? Because we grew up in two different parts of New Jersey, right?
Yeah.
Bro, do you remember people getting bullied as you were growing up?
I mean, yeah, I mean, people got
I don't
bullied. in my
I don't
school.
remember bullying in my school at all.
Yeah, people
Like I
got
know people got talked about, but it wasn't it was more or less it wasn't people who
hmm
would turn into serial killers at this point. Let me put it that way. Like
No,
they were
no.
if it was a
Yeah.
person around my way, right, that somebody started playing because we played the dozens, right? We call cracking jokes, right?
Yeah.
It was people like me who would step in and be like, oh no, don't talk to them, talk to me. And
Honestly,
we
to tell you the truth, we would leave the roasters alone because we didn't want that smoke with the roasters.
I'm a
Because
roaster.
even if you beat him up, a roaster will still get you. Like he'll still talk his shit. Like it don't
Yeah,
matter.
so
Like
it's
and
so
you can never beat a roaster. Like even if you physically beat him up, he still
because
wins.
I feel the same way. This is where that the whole thing that MLH just explained, right? That's exactly where I feel. Like, yes, you could physically do some shit, and I might lose.
Yeah.
But you got to realize you got to deal with these words from everybody after I lose.
Yeah.
Because when I say some shit, because you know what, I remember a lot of boxing matches. A lot of boxing matches. I remember the knockout punches of a lot of Mike Tyson fights. But you know what? I remember when comedians cracked jokes that stung somebody way more.
Yeah.
Way more.
Yes.
Like Chris Rock versus Will Smith.
Fact.
I remember the dumb shit, the dumb attacks that like our ex-president had on people. I remember like those words last for fucking ever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you are, you know what I'm saying? Now the person get knocked out, but if he get up and talk more after he get knocked out, that means so much more to me.
It's not what you did, it's how you made them feel.
Oh my gosh! Because if I can make you feel so insecure that you feel like you gotta put your hands on me, I'm living rent free in your head forever.
Alan says the older you get, the wiser you get. I'm 61 and I'm a genius.
You know, you're only as tough and as smart as your experiences to me.
Yeah. You know,
And I'm going through some shit.
The real essence, I think the real essence of a man is his ability to avoid conflict, right?
Right.
And
If you can,
I'm not saying like because I got in plenty
or
of
just
fights.
discipline, period.
Right.
You know.
It's just it's an art form in itself, right? I can't tell you how many times. Like that's why we always talk about defusing situations, like with cops and stuff. They just don't have it, right? They don't have the training, the willpower, you know,
and that's why I use the analogy of the boxing analogy. Like, look, I'm your championship bout is your ego, and I'm your sparring partner.
Yeah.
So you know what? I'm gonna give y'all some real deep, wholehearted knowledge, right? The reason that I have the mentality that I have, right, as far as my resolve for my ego, is not only because I grew up poor, but I read some amazing autobiographies, right? First one, Bo Jackson, best football player, hands down, my opinion, right? Bo Jackson grew up living in his car. That's how he went to Auburn, living in his car. He couldn't afford the dorms. So he lived in his car and still went and bust his ass. Yeah. But when it comes to my ego, and I feel like this, and maybe people ain't going to understand this. I feel like every cop should read the book Nigger, right? By Dick Gregory. It is his autobiography. It is wholehearted, and I hate reading. Wholeheartedly one of the best books I've ever read in my entire fucking life. And I've read Socrates, right? So that book tells you how to, as you're getting attacked, as you're getting, you know what I'm saying, just completely diminished with words or whatever, how to protect yourself, how to stand up for yourself, how to turn it around on those who might be trying to bully you, right?
Yeah.
And I promise you, because I grew up poor, he grew up poor. He was like, every time he stepped out, his little holy shoes and socks, they would get on his ass. The roasters would be cooking him. Soon as he come out, he would turn it around. He'd start cracking jokes on himself. It's the Eminem effect too.
Yeah.
He start
Yeah, the
cracking
Eminem
jokes.
effect.
He start
When
cracking jokes on
For
himself,
yourself.
and as soon as they start laughing, he roasting their ass. Get I
Can't
got
say
you now.
anything else about him.
Yo,
He already
yo,
did himself.
yeah. So now he start cooking their ass, and now they gotta laugh at themselves.
Yeah.
I feel like one of the strongest things in the world is if you can make somebody laugh at themselves, that makes you a better comedian. And you know who does that? Dave Chappelle.
Yeah. You know, you bring up a good point.
Richard Pryor. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, Richard
yeah,
Pryor
for
was
sure.
awesome. You bring up a good point, Jers. It's about trying to think of the right term. It's you're talking about egos, and a lot of times I'm just going to be real here. It's the male ego, right? Like there's very few times that you run into a female ego, although it happens quite often in policing, because
I feel like it's still a male ego, but it's females
We in
having male egos.
2023, bro.
yeah, you're right.
We
I
in
mean,
2023.
no, I know, man. I
There's a
know.
lot of women that's acting like men nowadays.
It's a
I'm
lot
just
of
being 100.
you know what? I feel like a lot of female bad officers learn their bad ways from who's training them.
Yeah.
And who's already and now, and I feel like because on top of the fact that they're catching contradictory, training, on top of egotistical training, on top of diminishing them as women training, it's like now they have to fight extra hard. So if a man says the wrong thing, now I got to show you that I got more power than you.
That's a profession that has taken femininity out of the equation altogether, I believe. Being a police officer, you cannot
any armed forces.
Yeah. It lends towards more of a masculine point of view than anything.
It is. It's aggressive.
Yeah.
It's aggressive.
Yeah. Aggressive. Yeah, that's another, thing you can say too. I just, man, ideally the hiring would be different, the training would be different, the mental health aspect would be featured way more prominently. Like
what? Let me, because you know what, and this is directed to you, Dot, because I know that you know what their training is. Is there a mental competency training when it comes to the police officers?
No.
So
there's
and the reason I asked this, right, and I asked this for multitudes of reasons. Me personally, I like being able to carry my weapon, right? I don't believe the fact and there's so many hindrances now. Like if you get a weed license, because I grow weed, right? If I get a license to grow weed, I am not allowed to conceal my weapon.
Right.
Like that is the stupidest shit. If anything, how about people who get drunk? How about alcoholics? Those be the motherfuckers that keep shooting people.
Yeah.
But it's the mental competency that they were asking for. This is a whole thing with Mr. Trump. I'm gonna just give him that because I don't even like calling him president. Mr. Trump had a problem with the fact that Mr. Barack Obama said, I don't want to take your guns, but I do want you to have a mental test before you get one.
Yeah, that's the whole kit and caboodle right there, man. Like I've said this to KDot in private conversations. Like it's when Republican, I'm neither Republican or Democrat for anybody listening. I'm
issues.
Right. So yeah, I'm more of an issues guy. Like
I vote on issues.
And I'll get into some of the politics here in a second, but it's definitely warranted to make sure that somebody is competent enough to even wield that gun, but nobody wants to do anything about it. I mean, you got the Republicans who refuse on any issue, and I understand why, because they feel it's like a threat. It's like a slippery slope, right? If you go this far, then you're going to go this far. Then you're just going to get rid of guns altogether. You know.
But with that being said, though, right? There's clearly some people who should not own guns.
I agree.
Let's start with, Aurora, Colorado, the Dark Knight Killer, right?
Yeah.
I lived maybe 3 blocks away from him, right? Total of 3 blocks all the way. So I leave my house, right? And this is the night after the shooting. I leave my house. I come around the corner. My older children are at the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
I go to work. When I'm going to work, I see this. I didn't even know Aurora had this super ass SWAT truck, right?
Yeah.
This shit looked massive. The shit was damn near the size of my house, right?
Yeah.
Like shit was planted into the ground big.
I know that vehicle very well, Jers.
Oh, that motherfucker was huge. I drive all the way to the DTC, and my boss used to watch the news. Like everybody's talking about it. It comes on. It's in the corner of our computers, and I'm watching, and I'm looking, and I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, hey, John, I live around the corner from that. He was like, well, I'll see you tomorrow. Tore ass down the highway, right? Go grab my kids, and we go to the water park because I'm not fucking with staying there.
Right.
I'm not comfortable with the shit. Now, this man thought he was the Joker, right? He decided he was going to set up a rig so that the police would have to react. Like he set it up so his radio was going on and on and on and wouldn't shut off. Then his neighbors would have to knock. He wouldn't answer the motherfucking door. They would call the police. The police would knock in the door. The bombs would go off. All call would go to the police. All the police would be there, and he would get to shoot up the movie theater.
Target practice.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, right.
Target practice.
But as the crazy, well, I can't even say the word crazy anymore in this society. As the mentally deficient are with him, his stuff stopped working. Right. So it didn't set off an all call to the police.
Oh no! She never opened the door. The lady, the neighbor never opened the door.
His radio went off. The radio went off before the police got there. So they had no reason to knock in the door at that point. Yep. So his radio going off, they didn't have a reason to go in. He gets caught by the grace of God. You know what I'm saying? Or the grace of any deity that people decide to believe in, right? That happened. So I believe in and I'm all for what happened there. But now I'm like, think about the fact when he starts having these conversations and they're like, man, he is clearly needs some mental help.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why the fuck didn't he get that mental help?
I agree, Jers. I agree.
And he was and his mental diswell-being also went to the fact that he was damn near a slight genius in school.
Well, and the thing was the reason why he did that was because he failed a test. Literally, he failed a test. And I think his girlfriend broke up with him like a few months before that or something like that. Because that was his first girlfriend or something like that. And then he failed this important test. And instead of him just having emotional intelligence and being like, hey, well, just study harder next time and we'll, and finish the test, his ass decides to write up a goddamn, because he sent something to his therapist. He sent the whole plans and everything what he was gonna do. That's
another thing. I think there needs to be less restrictions on what a therapist can give to the police.
Do you think there's? What do you mean?
Another
by
slippery
that?
slope.
Because the therapist knew this well before it happened, right? And the therapist.
No, I thought she got it after he did it.
No, the therapist knew this months before it happened. That's why they tried to prosecute the therapist. The therapist
Oh,
knew this well before this happened, just like the one that, you know, the supporters of Mr. Trump don't believe happened. The one that happened in New Jersey, that kid told his therapist what he was going to do.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it is definitely, I understand MLH, it's a slippery slope, but I feel like some things are warranted and worth it when it comes to, like, I'm not saying arrest him, but I'm saying, you know, 72-hour holds might be a little bit better than letting him run out there and keep buying guns.
But
I
what
agree.
is a 72-hour hold actually going to do, Jers, for a person that's already down that mental rabbit hole?
Well,
There's
first,
no
well, let me
Well,
stop you
well,
there. Let me
you
stop you
can't,
there because you have to go to the hospital first.
yeah,
You have to be cleared by the hospital, and you have to be sedated enough. I know because my brother
yeah,
had went through it,
I know.
and
I know.
then you
on
have
top of that, MLH, you also have to be put through the stresses
Yeah.
Mhm.
that cause you to snap. So if you snap there, then they can see it. They have a chance to, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like some of those places are even slippery slopes. Like,
Yeah, you look, here's what I'm saying. Like, there needs to be more money going into mental health, whether it
I
comes from
agree,
the police
100%.
budget, whether it comes from the city budget, wherever it comes from, private donation.
or the wars we keep getting in.
Yeah, the wars, the military. Yeah, there's. I mean,
Yeah,
there's the
definitely them. Yeah,
pharmaceutical complex, the big, you know, military industrial complex. Like, there's places
yeah,
that we
You
could
know,
get this money from. You know,
I agree.
believe in the pharmaceutical complex.
you know what it is. You know what it is more than anything. We're not in a Democrat versus Republican war, because if you just look at issues, we all agree on pretty much about 93% of all issues. If you were just to take an issue, issue for issue, like if you asked a person, do you think healthcare should be a right? I don't care if you're a Republican or you're a Democrat, you're going to say, yeah, I mean, I would like free healthcare, you know, healthcare for all. But it really is a class war. You know, we're ruled by oligarchs in this country, whether we want to accept it or not. And also, we allow legal bribery with our politicians, you know, in the form of donations, legal bribery. You know, when you get money out of politics is when you're going to have a shot at something better. Until
Yeah,
you do that, it's not going to happen. You know, we're definitely in a class war, not a not a, you know, us versus them thing. This is definitely a class war. It just the people at the top are watching all of us fight amongst ourselves with distraction after distraction after distraction.
I'm even more in love with that hat, bro. It's glowing in the dark in this motherfucker. What
Yeah, I like
the
that.
And no, you know, I got the black light in my room, so I had to,
fuck? Okay.
you know, gotta,
Yeah, yeah.
no.
Okay,
So
let's live it up.
imagine this, right? Imagine this. Imagine if becoming a cop wasn't a hiring process, rather a voting issue.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
I've said
Ooh,
that
that'll
for,
be
well, as long as money isn't
a lot
involved,
of
James,
campaigning.
I'm okay with that. As long as you can't donate to that and it just the candidate, yeah, I'm all for that.
With no campaign donations,
Yep, I
you
agree.
got to stand on your merit alone.
Yep, 100%. I'm with that. 100%. I don't. This is the reason I can't stand any politician, whether they're Democrat, Republican, Independent, Libertarian, whatever. I can't stand them because they're beholden to who? The donors, whether it's regular donations, dark money, light money, whatever the hell the case may be. Insider trading should be banned. Like Nancy Pelosi has made millions and millions and millions based on insider trading information that she's gotten from Congress. Like it's crazy, the amount of money that these people make. I don't think they should be.
I'm gonna kill you with this one too, MLH.
Yeah,
I couldn't be a politician
neither could I. I
because I'm
couldn't.
be a double dirty politician.
You would be taking money
I'm
frontwards,
taking
backwards.
all the money, but you ain't getting none of the benefits. Listen, y'all gonna have to send the sniper after me because I'm taking all your money and then I'm outlining how you gave me the money for it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not greedy, but after you give me a certain amount of money, I'm Gucci. Your mama, I don't need you. You know?
He says something. He says, I disagree with MLH.
I'm sorry, go
Look
ahead, MLH.
He says, I disagree with MLH. Look at Bill Cosby, Oprah, and Kanye West. That is a very small, minute. No doubt, those are all billionaires, right? Bill Cosby, Oprah, Kanye, but they are the exception to the rule.
Right,
Paris. They're an elite company. You could probably, in the entire world, there probably is less than 100 billionaires that are minorities. I know that there's a few Mexican ones like Carlos Slim
in America
for sure. I mean you just named pretty much all of them. There's not,
but there's so many Saudi princesses that are billionaires.
To Tyler Perry, BET,
BET, yes,
and VH1.
Yes, I did see that.
Too. Shout out to Tyler Perry.
400. It's not inked all the way though. It's just that he offered to pay for it. 400 million. They haven't agreed to it yet. I've been reading
VH1?
on that one. On both of them, VH1 and BET. It's just that he put the offer out. He already put up the money. They just haven't inked it and given him complete control yet. That's it's a verbal yes versus contractual yes.
I'm gonna make peace with Paris here. I believe it's both a race and class war. I think poor people you can put in that conversation too, Paris. I've dealt with too many homeless people to not know better. You know what I mean?
It is definitely a class war.
Yeah.
The problem is, a lot of the races don't end up with some of that class.
Yeah, that's right.
So right. And it's a lot of things that I look at, right? And I say, what if we're just listening to what we've been told?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So what if Bill Cosby actually didn't rape any of those women? What if that was just because he was becoming too powerful? And he was supposed to be buying NBC. What if this was all, and I hate to say it, right? I hate to say it because I love Comcast. But what if it was all just a setup by Comcast because they actually wanted to buy NBC at the same time?
Now you're getting into conspiracy theory territory.
Like because here's the thing, right? You got to think. Bill Cosby has been dormant for years, right? Dormant. Actually, I'm not a fan of Bill Cosby. I wasn't raised by Bill Cosby. I was raised by Cliff Huxtable. So I'm not the biggest fan, especially after some of the stuff he said about people that were in my generation, and he classified us all in that. I hate generalization, right? So I wasn't a fan of a lot of the things that Bill Cosby was saying in his words, right? He was kind of getting dementia, but you know what I'm saying? He got to a point where he was like, well, I got enough money. Let me buy NBC and then put, my shows that uplift the community, our community, on rotation. Because now, right, I want you to think about this. Now that Bill Cosby got wiped out of existence in that situation, even if it was false, the court of public opinion has killed him. It doesn't matter. So even if it comes back like Janice Dickinson's completely false, what I'm saying, he can't come back from that. So the Cosby Show is off. A different world is gone, and we have no shows like that for us. None.
But here's the thing. But which is crazy, they're still playing 7-7, which is fucked
Mirror
up.
Max is still a company. You know what I'm saying? Like
he raped children. You know what I'm
saying? Exactly.
Multiple children. And he was convicted for it. Like,
and what's the dude who had the whole rape island?
Epstein.
Joel Epstein. Or Jeffrey. Oh, I'm saying the wrong one. My bad, Joel. He's bad too. But Jeffrey Epstein had the whole rape island.
Yeah.
but people still watching the movies that he produced.
Rosie, nice to have you in here.
I don't know what he did. What did he do? What did
Are you
I didn't know
kidding?
what his career was. I didn't.
Wow.
Oh, he started Miramax,
Yeah.
the company
No,
Miramax,
that was
the movie.
Weinstein. Weinstein.
Oh shit!
Oh,
The one
Weinstein,
I,
Harvey Weinstein. That's what I'm talking about.
right, and I thought that was Harvey Weinstein.
That's what I'm saying. That's who had that. That's who had the Rape Island was Harvey Weinstein.
No. That
Oh,
was Jeffrey Epstein.
Epstein.
I'll tell you what
Yeah.
Epstein did. He was a hedge manager and
Oh.
manager of money. He wasn't quite a billionaire, but he could easily have been a billionaire. I mean, in my opinion, billionaires shouldn't even exist, but that's a whole different topic. Like that's, you're
Okay.
going down a different road. But I
For
don't
me, MLH, whatever you work for, you should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't look, the way society is right now, 10 million and you're set, right? I mean, I don't say that there should be a hard limit of $10 million in a person's lifetime, because get yours, right? Like if I had an opportunity to make 100 million, I mean, of course I would take it, but in my opinion, like $1 billion, like there was a woman that did this visualization of $1 billion, right? She's like, okay, so if you take this little pinch of rice and you put it here, that's $10,000, and she put it on a table, right? And then she says, okay, here's $1 million, and it was like a handful of rice, right? Or sand or whatever medium you want to use, big old handful. There's $1 million, so it dwarfed the $10,000, right? And then she put what would be considered $1 billion, and it was the entire table was filled with rice. And I'm like, what? Nobody in their right mind needs that much money. There's no need for it, right? I don't care if you buy houses in every state, whatever. Like it's totally and completely unnecessary. You could easily live on less than $1 billion, easily.
So I want, and it's funny you said that, right? Because I just watched this thing with Shaq, right?
Yeah.
His first deal, his first contract was $20 million. And people, because financial literacy isn't expressed as much,
right?
Certain people, I'm not even gonna say why or how, but it's not. You don't think about things in a certain way. So his first contract, $20 million. So when you hear that you got $20 million as a contract, you shock like you got $20 million as a contract.
Yeah, I know.
So
what the adage goes, but to me,
but the thing is, he got his $20 million, but his check was only $10,900,000. That's what it came out to be, right?
Yeah.
So he bought a house. He got disrespected at a car dealership where somebody was like, "Can you even afford these cars?" So he bought 3 of them, right?
Yeah.
Ego. So he bought 3 of them. That's another $1 million. He buys stuff for the family. Now he gets his money manager says, "You know your whole contract's gone, right?" Like, what do you mean? I got another. No, you don't. That was your whole check right there.
That was your take home. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he's stuck. Don't get me wrong. He's fucking amazing now as a person and money manager.
Yeah.
But you got to realize certain things. Like I look at it, KDot, I got the job. I got the full-time job at Adobe. So I'm looking at it, right? And I'm like, because of what I've watched in financial literacy and issues and things like that, I always, and this is my weird ass, right? Whatever it is, whatever I'm taxed at, I tax myself 10% more, right? Automatically. Just because I feel like in certain situations, something might fuck up in my family, something might fuck up with the police, and I have that money to the side, right?
Yep.
But I taught my kids the same thing. Now my daughter is a money manager, right? And your niece KDot gets her master's on the 21st of July.
Wow. That's awesome, man.
Right. So that's why I'm gonna be in Atlanta the 21st of July.
21st. Okay.
So that whole situation. Yo, you might not be able to go because I talked to Amber. We might have something for you coming up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I gotta
I'm
go to
sitting
work.
there. I'm sitting there like my money management has caused me to be able to help so many other people. But I want my money back sometimes. Like I've been able to loan, I've been able to help people with their rent, I've been able to help people with their car payments.
Right.
Now I need some of that back. Cause you understand, like
Yeah.
I understand I put some money away for retirement. I put some money away. I still own digital currency, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which is quadrupled in whatever I put in there. But I got some stock options coming, which is some good money. And I'm like, that needs to be taught. That needs to be put out there. That needs to be like as much as we need to learn how to, because I don't know about you, MLH. I do understand that you're a minority, but when I was young, I don't know about how KDot was taught either. When I was young, there was more of a training towards how to not get shot by the police
Yeah. Yeah.
than there was in financial. If it wasn't for my grandmother, I wouldn't know financial literacy.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
G.L. Hughley wrote a book about it.
not everybody. Look, I'm one of these people. I'm not great with money. I'm not saying like I do stupid things and all this, but I've never been one to, and this is with education, Jers. Like not everybody has the tools like you do to invest wisely. And I mean, everything that I've ever invested in has not been great. That's just put it that way. You know what I mean? Like if I try to,
MLH, I'm a research artist. That is my life. I love, love, love research.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I've tried the crypto thing, man, and you said you four times it,
Quadrupled it.
quadrupled. I
Yep.
I I took a 75% reduction when I tried that shit, man. And I'm like, this
Yo,
isn't for me, man. Like I'm just gonna live
I
my
am
life.
definitely the buy low.
Sell high.
You know what I do? This is what messes me up, MLH. I buy low, it skyrockets, and in my head, it's gonna keep skyrocketing.
Yeah,
It,
yeah,
I'm a bull thinker, right? But
yeah.
then it starts to drop, and then I start to panic, and then it bottoms, it levels out,
Yeah.
and that's just it levels out usually at 4 times whatever I bought. So I'm good there. I'm like, all right, at least I made 4 times what I could have made 100 times.
I know.
And
I know.
like
Some of these
I was
people, man.
offered a Bitcoin at one point in time,
Yeah,
but I hadn't done the research. I was like, I don't want that bullshit.
it would have cost you what, 10 cents?
No, it wouldn't have cost me anything. Somebody tried to give me a Bitcoin.
Man, it's worth what, 25,000 for one now?
But here's the bad part. At one point, it was $60,000.
I know. It was a lot of money. You know, the Bitcoin's an interesting cryptocurrency because there's a certain set amount out there. Like it's not
Yes, in every crypto.
not every. You can like there's certain cryptos like what's one?
It has no value. See, that's the thought process. There is always a finite amount, but they're releasing it slowly. Now, that's
Some
the
of them are doing
problem.
that. Yeah.
If you don't catch it at a point where it's released at the right time, then when they release more, it devalues your coin.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just like if the value of the US dollar dropped when they put more money out there for no stupid ass reason, the value of your dollar drops. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's kind of another reason I want to get out. I really do want to move out of the country. Like I have me and KDot talk about this shit all the time. I really want to move. I have a house in Ghana. I just want to go, and I look at the money that I make right now would have me live the well above my means in another country.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I actually do. My ultimate goal is to live in like New Zealand because like just the way shit's going here and stuff like that. And I've seen enough of New Zealand to know that's to me. I think it'd be a great place to just chill. It's like away from the bullshit. You know, I know there's more bullshit there that's different, but at least it's different.
Yeah, there's different bullshits that you have to deal with, right?
Yeah.
Which
but I'm
one
okay
can you
with it.
tolerate more? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
basic human respect is more important to me than the way that I got to drive somewhere.
Yeah, I agree.
Right.
I agree.
You know
man.
what I'm saying?
Rosie
So, like,
says this is a great. I think this is a great way to end this, KDot, because I gotta leave, man. Rosie says,
yeah.
these gentlemen might be too smart for me to follow.
hey, well, I'm going to suggest a topic for us to do one time, right?
Right.
And you got to do the research, KDot. I'm gonna leave it up to you, right? You know, child support has been banned in certain states.
Well, it's actually deemed unconstitutional.
It's yes, unconstitutional because you're being forced to do something, especially for the state, right?
Keeper's exiled, you son of a bitch, Keeper. He says, MLH, you would fit in that Hoppet house perfect. How dare you? How dare you? I don't have hairy enough feet, Keeper.
I mean, but y'all the same height.
How dare you, Jersey? How dare you?
You know what I'm saying? You can carry a ring around, I promise.
Yeah, I can hit someone in the nuts a lot easier than you could, Jers. So let's be real here,
oh no. That's another reason I had to get out of boxing. I'm a dirty fighter. I'll kick you in the nuts quick. I'm too pretty to be hit in the face. I will kick you in the nuts and get out of there.
That beard will deflect any punch to the face.
You know, you just got to roll it. You know.
Put a little bit of that mustache stuff on there, the oil, and man, you're good, man.
Mustachio. That's it. But KDot, can you look into? I would like to. Like, I did a show a while back. I might send you the link from when I was in the Big Jersey Boy show. It was an episode about the rights of the non-custodial parent.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people don't know, that even though you have a child, that child lives with you until you go claim that child from the state. Both parents are non-custodial parents. The state has the right to your child before you if you don't get full custody. That is why the police can come behind somebody and have the state take your motherfucking kid without fighting. Now, if I got full custody, you got to fight me on that shit. They can keep your kids as long as they fucking want, because you don't have rights to your kid because that kid was born in the United States. And when you sign that piece of paper, you sign that to be okay that a kid was born, not to be the parent of that kid, not to be the custodial parent of that child.
That's it. I'm moving out of this country, Jersey.
I realize this because my name is on my kids' birth certificates. And then I had an argument and the police tried to come and take my child because I'm arguing with the lady at CPS because she has my child's name spelled wrong.
Hey, yeah, go ahead, Jersey. I'm sorry.
So I found out that you have to claim custody of your child because they are a ward of the state until you do.
Yeah. Hey, Jersey, I don't know if you know about the hot tub, but somebody in chat, I think it was Keeper, was asking, when is KDot going to be on the hot tub? On the karaoke.
I'm glad that you brought that up. The hot tub, we're actually me and MLH we're in talks of let's talk about sex and the hot tub and conjoining it together, and you know, we'll have one big show.
So let's talk about hot tub sex.
Hey, I like it.
I like it. Y'all gonna be hanging out at that little spot over there on Colfax Superior?
I've never been there, by the way.
The Mon Chalet? The Mon Chalet? KDot's never been, man. Wow.
I've never been. I heard stories.
Yeah.
I've heard
lots of
legendary
stories about
stories.
That place, man. There's some legendary stories about that place, man.
But hey, before we get out of here, I
Yeah.
want everybody to well, first, Jers, let everybody know where they can find you at. And I had it up earlier.
Yeah, I actually logged in under Fat Ninja because I'm pushing more towards the Fat Ninja brand. I actually just got contracted with my boy who has a clothing line called Abasi, and Abasi will be featuring Fat Ninja on the clothing. Fat Ninja is a comic. You can find Fat Ninja PB on Instagram, YouTube, and several other places. But I'm Big Jers 10. That's the same. You can find me everywhere under Big Jers 10. I talk shit, but I have a mind for it. So
and he's my manager, by the way.
And I'm his manager. So if you want to book a DJ, I also I signed the 15-year-old with the camera who's doing everybody's stuff in Colorado Springs, doing all of their high school videos and stuff.
Yeah.
I signed him. He's with us.
Hey, so can we get him? Well, first of all, remember we were talking about Juneteenth. Can we still do that?
I'm old. Mention it.
I mentioned it to you a few times. I said we need to do I need to add. We need to have let's talk about no, not let's, I'm talking about
Let's talk about hot tub sex is on your mind now.
Hey,
conversation
says,
we need to bring it to the streets.
This is
So
Big
I was
Jers
thinking about
10.
doing it Sunday.
BIGJERZ 10.
Yep, Big Jers 10.
Somebody
Rosie.
put that in
That's
the
it.
comment section, please.
Yep. Big Jers 10. JERZ 10.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to be down there. Juneteenth.
Oh yeah. You want to go down and do some interviews on Juneteenth? Now,
do that Sunday.
Right. Here's my I love people, right? I don't trust them.
He's lying.
Right?
He's lying.
So no. MLH, I love people. But I trust my dogs more than I trust people.
You telling the truth.
I will definitely go. And I want to be. We need somebody to keep their eyes open. It's too many shootings at too many stupid events.
Well,
there you go.
I don't want to say this on camera, but I'm not going to say this on camera. We'll be good.
Okay, all right.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, definitely. And I wish we would have been doing this when Jadakiss came that time.
And here's the thing: don't roll up on me. Like,
who's performing? Who's performing at Juneteenth?
Oh shit, Music Soul Child.
Oh, really? Oh, definitely. Oh my God, love Music Soul Child,
bro. Yes,
listen,
you gotta be there.
I know every Music Soul Child song. I'm about to start.
Yes.
I'm about to turn that on Google. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yes, bro.
Let's see if we can get it. Let's see if we can get a Philly exclusive interview. You know what I mean?
A lot of ladies down there, and there's gonna be a lot of opportunity to ask them questions. And then we're gonna. I just need an editor. We need to find me an editor.
MLH.
Dude.
No,
you're talking to the wrong person, bro. I'm not.
Who did you have? Wait a minute. What was the older dude that you had?
Road Dog. No, can't do it. I don't know what he's doing.
I got some. Let me do some research because don't forget, I work for Adobe, so I get all the products. You know what I'm saying? All the products.
Okay. Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, we gotta have it. This got to be edited right. I might know somebody. His name is Cash, and he's been doing a lot of the music videos out here. Dope as hell. So maybe we can. And he does it for a pretty affordable price. So.
Hey, Rosie says. No, I'm not prepared for a hot tub right now. Rosie, just take off your top, then you're fully prepared. You're good to go.
No tops in the hot tub.
No tops in the hot tub, man. Clothing is
you will catch it. So if y'all want to, y'all will catch me and Jers Sunday at the Juneteenth celebration, and we're gonna be asking some. I'm gonna ask some nasty questions too.
I'm gonna bring the drone out too.
Oh yeah, we need to
like
do that.
drone footage, man. Awesome.
MLA's got a drone too. Yeah.
I do.
What you got?
DJI. What is this mini? Fucking.
You got the Mini 2 or the Mini 3?
I think it's the mini. Hold on. I'll see.
When did you get it?
About less than a year ago.
Mini 3. You got the Mini 3.
Mini 3. Yeah.
With the dedicated controller? Or do you use your phone?
No, it's got a controller, but yeah, it does have a dedicated but you attach the phone to the controller.
Okay, so you got my brother had the one with the dedicated screen controller.
Yeah.
And somebody stole it out his damn car.
Oh man. Dang it.
They stole just the controller. The damn Mini 3 is in my my laundry room right now. I got 2 Mini 3s.
Yeah. I like my Mini 3, man. It's pretty good. I haven't used it quite often. But
the good thing about the Mini is that it's quiet.
Yeah, it's super quiet, man.
I got the Phantom 4 and it's loud as ugh. Yeah. I had to get whisper. I got whisper propellers and it's still loud.
Yeah, I have the Mini 3 and I've used it mostly to spy on homeless sweeps. But you know, they got a new one that I want to get that has tracking. So like you could throw it up in the air and you could like, you know, it recognizes you, so it follows you everywhere.
So then you got the Mini 2 because the Mini 3 does have that tracking. So does the Phantom 4.
Really?
I got the tracking on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the tracking feature, man. It's pretty badass. You could be in a car, and as long as you're not driving 100 miles an hour, it'll follow you around.
Yeah, my brother had it follow him home.
Yeah.
I also do I did the center point, the point of view, and did the Martin Luther King statue at City Park.
Yeah.
I had it do a roundabout. It's so dope. The video footage I got for that is amazing.
I did a video at that same park, Jers, and I call it low drone footage. This is no joke. YouTube wouldn't monetize it because they thought it was a drone footage video, and for some reason you can't. I mean, I don't know why they didn't monetize, but it was because it was a drone footage video. But that was not a drone. That was me holding with a selfie stick my phone. Going around like a drone. It looked like drone footage. It was pretty badass, man.
That's crazy.
But
also, well, before we get out of here, you gotta shout out your channel, MLH.
Yes, Mexican Long Hair on YouTube. Make sure you I don't know, subscribe, all that stuff. I need my damn car before I can do much of anything. I'll be back out on the road probably within a month's time. It just depends on when the dealership has the goddamn Priuses come in. And it's so stupid because Toyota is advertising like crazy for the new Prius, but for some reason they're just not giving them out to the damn dealership. So I mean, whenever they get my car in is when I'll have a car, and then I'll be back on the road doing the things that I do, like homeless outreach, cop watching videos. Right now I'm kind of reliant on KDot to do much of anything, but yeah, check out the channel. Subscribe if you're not already. I mean, all of these people are pretty much subscribed, but you know, Mexican Long Hair on YouTube. Check it out.
Yeah, and my people go over there and subscribe to his channel as well. Also, 30 seconds, Jers, about the topic and your final thoughts.
I forgot what the complete topic was.
Come on, man. It's in the background. Man. I got him in the background.
You want me to start?
I can't see that. I can't see it. I can't see it. I'm on my phone because the iPad, piece of crapple wouldn't pull up the StreamYard. Oh, yeah. The real security guard. So the basis of this was the fact that he no longer has his position?
Basically, that you are allowed to cuss in the public building, and they cannot remove you unless you commit a crime. So, and in result of that, he got fired for trying to violate my rights.
Okay. All right. So listen here, motherfuckers. I got motherfucking 35 fucking motherfucking minutes to say no. Let me, because YouTube be mad about that shit. Listen, freedom of speech is freedom of speech. Right? Freedom. There is no freedom of repercussions to that speech, but freedom of speech is freedom of speech. If you're going to try to violate my rights for me exercising my rights, then you deserve what you get. You are no longer doing your job, or you're doing your job bad. And if I do my job bad, I get relieved of that job. That's why I get a promotion, because I do my job well. Maybe had he done his job well, we wouldn't be here having this conversation about him.
No doubt.
So thank you for your misdirection and misthought process. But maybe you should listen to people who come and show you what your job is.
Yeah.
And
So
that's the reason. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So with that being said, hopefully you can go somewhere and take care of your family. I don't want him to run into the police because he out here robbing people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, when you ain't got no job, your class is ass.
Right.
And that's the reason why you got.
You're fired.
I love that clip. Hey, is it?
You had to do it. It was.
Yeah. Is it my 30 seconds?
Go ahead, MLA.
Paris, yes, keep sending me those emails, Paris. Like I said, right now I don't have a car, but that situation is going to change real quick. I do appreciate those emails, by the way, Paris. I know you send them out when you get them, and I do appreciate it. As far as this goes, yes, go Nuggets, man. That's off the chain, man. That glow in the dark hat's off the chain, man. I got the regular one on right now, man. It's on my community. If you guys want to see my Denver Nuggets hat, you can check that out on my channel. But about this guy, the real security guard, it's a small but important piece of the puzzle here in Aurora. And I hope people watch the videos because, these videos are important. And even it may seem like a mundane video if I cuss out a cop or KDot cusses out a cop, but there's a method to all of the madness. And I highly encourage people to watch KDot's channel as well, and learn your rights. What happened to the Prius I had? Paris says, I sold it to my son because he needed a car really bad. So you know how you help your kids when they're in need. That's what I did. So but I needed a new one anyways. I mean, this one's got maybe 2 years of life. I gave my son a good deal, so I didn't give him a piece of shit car. It's a great car.
No,
but
that's a good car.
But
I can reprogram it.
I know. It's fine. I mean, it just it's older now. You can reprogram it.
I can unlock features that you don't normally have in it.
Maybe you can unlock a hot tub feature in that car, Jers, and then I'd be interested in buying it back for my son, man.
Time machine, hot tub time machine.
There you go, man. Look, I want to thank everybody that was in chat, in both my chat and in KDot's chat. This was kind of an experimental last-minute thing on my channel to see if I could link it to KDot's, and it worked brilliantly on StreamYard. So awesomeness. I
got to go set up StreamYard so I can tie my channels to it.
Yeah, it's really good, absolutely. Man. It works. So thanks to everybody in my chat and in KDot's chat, and thanks for all the love and support on the channels. You got 2 real ones, actually 3 real ones with Big Jers up here now. But
you think about that hot tub again, thrill.
Oh, man, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. But and one more thing, sub to Bernie's channel, Bernie Branches on YouTube. We're going to be moving the hot tub to her channel in a couple of weeks, so make sure you're sub to Bernie Branches. So that's all I got, KDot. Thanks for having me on, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate you having you, man, and especially shout out to my big brother Jers. Shout out your channel one more time because people are asking. Rosie wants to know.
So the 2 channels, because forgot to tell you, I'm going to be starting a new cast. I got some people who keep asking me to do some videos and some podcasts. So I'm like, okay, I'll set it up because I got the office over there where you were DJing. So now I'm gonna set that up as an actual casting studio. Yeah. So there's Fat Ninja PB, which is Fat Ninja I'll tell you the story when I do my podcast setup. And PB stands for paintball. So Fat Ninja PB, that's this channel that I'm on right now. And then Big Jers 10, BIGJERZ 10. And that's me.
There we go. And if you
I'm
didn't get
everywhere.
it, you can rewind the video. So
And if you didn't, you can find me on Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube,
yep.
Facebook. I still got a Black Planet channel. I got I do. I literally got a Black Planet page. They reopened Black Planet.
Yeah.
I do have a Black Planet page. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But you can find me anywhere.
And not only that, he's my manager. So
And I'm KDot's manager.
And we will
Ellie
be
says,
down
"Am
there
I late?"
Sunday. The conversation, relations and relationship, we're gonna hit the streets and we're gonna ask people questions, man. So if y'all want to see us down there, we'll be down there Sunday.
I need to charge the mic.
I'm did you want to come down? Because I'm pretty sure you got some hot tub questions to ask too. So I'm gonna see if MLH want to come down there with us. You know, I mean, it's Music Soul Child, man. Come on,
Music Old Child.
I'll
to
look
see
at my
this.
schedule, KDot, but I mean,
Like, oh shit, like,
That's my man.
I put
But,
in Bernie's
my-
link in the chat, by the way. If anybody wants to click on Bernie's link and sub to her, that's where the hot tub's going. So there's the
There
link.
we go. There we go. There we go. I appreciate you guys for being here. And my 30 seconds, I got 30 seconds. So the reason why I did this was basically to let all you security guards know at the municipal center, don't fuck with KDot and MLH. Okay. So let this be a lesson to you. Learn from your mistakes. It also says in the Bible, a wise man learns from other people's mistakes. Only a fool learns from his own. So, in this predicament, learn from your friends' mistakes. So you little security guard flunkies, be on your best behavior now, and don't fuck with KDot and MLH because we'll get you fired.
Yeah, especially Beavis. Yeah, Beavis. Yeah.
So, but anyway, and I mean, if you don't want to hear this,
You're fired.
you'll be on your best behavior. So, I am your host with the most, DJ KDot the party. Thank you guys. Love you guys. Appreciate you for being here. I'm out. One.
Bye.